Get ready for takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Look Who's Ranting Now with your host, the baddest man in the podcast land, Artiste Cologne.
All right. How y'all doing tonight? It's the main man in the building, Artiste Cologne. And of course, joining me tonight, and every night, of course, is Blood of My Blood, my mom and sister son. We got Mr. Boom in the house. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing over there?
Hey, pretty good, man. You holding it down on the producer side, man. You doing your thing, man.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you really doing your thing. And of course, diagonally from me, we got your good Karma in the house. How you doing, Karma?
I'm mad.
You mad? What you mad about?
Because you switched up the intro so I couldn't mock you like I was.
Definitely. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Damage
Why would
control.
you do such a thing?
Damage control. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You never know what I'm going to do.
Whatever.
I'm not
now
predictable.
I know. Now
I'm
I
not
know.
predictable like I used to be.
This week.
Yeah, this week. I'll be back next week.
For sure.
And of course, sitting across from me is the action figure himself in real life, Echo the model. How you doing?
You see it? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here.
No doubt, man. I hope y'all ready to talk. And of course, sitting right next to me, my right-hand man tonight, we got Chef Magic in the building. What's going on, man?
Man, vibing as usual, man.
No doubt. And behind the scenes right there, holding it down for us, is a social media and TikTok queen extraordinaire. The meme queen and social media extraordinaire, my sister, Like a Bug. How you doing?
That was a struggle, Eek. I'm sorry.
It was a little forced, but we're gonna work on that. Nah, I'm messing with you. Now, listen, we got some stuff to talk about this week, and of course, we know it was Valentine's Day a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? So I wish everybody who had one a great Valentine's Day, and for those who got to save money like myself, all right, no doubt,
Let's go.
more power to you. So let's jump on into trending topics.
Let's get this party started. You know what time it is. It's time for trending topics on Look Who's Ranting Now. You can always follow Look Who's Ranting Now on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, and everywhere else you get your podcasts.
All right. It's time for some trending topics where we cover things that have happened over the past week. And of course, just like I was saying, one of those things was Valentine's Day. Now listen, Valentine's Day happens to be one of those things that women get to enjoy, but men feel a little bit different about it. It doesn't seem like a holiday for us. And I came across this story, shout out to Fox 29. I don't know what city they're from, but I do know it's Fox 29. They did a little expose on how men felt or how men feel about Valentine's Day. I thought this was interesting right here. And of course, our amazing producer has that right there for us.
No, I think most men, if they honestly admitted the way they really feel, Valentine's Day's just no good.
Well, how do you know that?
I went around and I asked all my male coworkers in this building what they thought of Valentine's Day. Here it is. What do you think of Valentine's Day?
It's for the girls. I hate it. I can't stand it. It's dumb.
I think it's overrated.
I think that it is a woman's attempt to get more gifts.
Colossal waste of time and money. I don't look forward to it. I don't dread it. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's kind of there.
It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like that paperweight.
Exactly, like the paperweight.
What's the best gift you've ever received?
I've never gotten any gift for Valentine's Day. Chocolate, maybe, dinner.
Food.
Usually a card. I get a card.
It's about $3.
Well, no, she shops at BJ's, so they're cheaper there. They're like $1.50. I don't believe I ever really received a really nice gift.
This is really weird, but I got one of those, like, hearts that look like the chocolate boxes, but inside was beef jerky. Yes, that was a jerky heart.
My wife will always say, I don't want anything. Don't get me anything. I'll be mad if you get something. Don't spend any money. I don't even get my wife anything because I think it's the worst holiday ever made up. But if I don't get anything, it'll come up.
I don't really like sending cards or getting them, but I like making out.
It's all a charade because they all say, we don't want anything. It's stupid, but don't get something and you know what's going to happen. 6 months from now, it'll come up. What do you think of Valentine's Day?
Oh, I think it's bull.
And listen, I wanted to ask the men out there, the men that are listening online and those that are here in studio, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
Yeah, you know how I feel about it.
Do you feel like it's a money grab?
Of course it is.
Hey, CJ.
Absolutely.
You feel like Valentine's Day is just a money grab, right?
100%.
Just another holiday to get you to spend money, stimulate the economy, sell some flowers right ahead of
Some
springtime.
chocolate that ain't sold all year.
Right.
Exactly.
But isn't all holidays money grab?
Definitely.
part.
But
But
we're
it's especially
specifically
that one, 'cause
Valentine's.
this one don't
Okay.
mean nothing.
Because it doesn't mean nothing to us.
Right.
What I'm saying is men,
That's not
you
true.
don't, what do you get?
That is not true.
What we get?
Maybe
I'm
the
sorry
women
that
women
dated.
that y'all have dated have not treated y'all for Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Why do all women say that?
Because they always
Hold on,
Because they
because
all
get
do the
stuff.
same thing.
No, because
right?
it's a lot of
And
women
it's
that
like, I
go
don't
big
know
for
who-
their men on Valentine's Day. Don't do that. Don't
Now
do
see,
that.
here-
Don't do
we
that.
gonna get
Valentine's
into
Day.
that
What about a regular
during
Wednesday?
toxic tweets, but we might have to jump into it now because
every day's supposed to be Valentine's.
Yeah, every day
right?
supposed to be Valentine's
But
Day.
that's assuming that
But-
she only does stuff for him on holidays.
Right.
But you
But
know that's the
that's
case.
the case.
That is
but-
not the case.
but it is the
Hold
case.
on. What is so
But let's
wrong
be
with it?
honest.
What is so wrong with it? Because I think it's because it's centered around women. That's why y'all feel like
Well,
that.
what's our day?
Look,
Father's
it's like
Day.
the
We
only-
don't
No.
get nothing on
They
that day.
hold on. They have
Talk to
Sweetest
us,
Day
shit.
actually for y'all. Actually, there's a Sweetest Day. If you know, you know. If you don't, I don't know what kind of women y'all been dating.
Forget
but
all
also,
that.
Valentine's is
It ain't
for
on the calendar.
Valentine's is for the lovers. If you have only experienced situations where you weren't celebrated and loved on extra that day, that's on you. And yes, you do love the person every day, but it's good to go out on
That ain't on
Valentine's
me.
Day
No.
and get them some extra stuff as well. And it should be on both ends, not just women, not just men.
Nah, I
Thank
agree.
But to sit here and say and be
Absolutely.
like, "Oh, women, it's a money grab," it just sounds like
But
hurt.
niggas
But
don't
it's
get
not
mad
equal.
when we don't get
It
nothing on
should be,
Valentine's
but it's
Day.
not.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
like,
If you
the
have
only
that
part-
ain't.
the
Experience
only
it, you
ones-
need to speak up
Hold
But
on.
as
the
a
only
man.
ones, the only ones that are getting judged are the men. They're the only ones that can fail. Because if they don't come through like they supposed to, guess what? He's in the doghouse. If a woman don't do shit, they just like, okay, well, cool.
Yeah, it's
Hold on,
Day
that's
anyway.
because, hold on. That's because y'all men choose to do that. It's not a woman. Hold on, listen.
You missed
It's not a
everything he said.
woman problem. If a woman, hold on, if a woman does not do anything for you and you just sit there and be like, well, okay, that is a man problem. Women don't take it, so it's not our problem. If we gonna
Wait.
stand up for ourselves, if you don't do something that we want you to do and we stand up for ourselves, that's on us. But if she don't do what she got to do for you, and as a man, y'all just be like, well, we just take it. That's a man problem.
What you
Stop
do for your
taking
man
it and
this
stop
year?
So you
bitching
saying,
about it.
wait, hold on, wait. You're saying, so it's a man problem as far as being with somebody who doesn't reciprocate that. It's not your problem if she
It's
doesn't do
a
that.
it's
You're
a
saying
personal
it's your
problem if
with
you're
you
with
It's
chose.
somebody.
his fault. And he
It's
the
a-
one he just there.
Because
Why are you just there if you're not being reciprocated? What is the point? Y'all sound
We
crazy.
won't know. We won't know until they come up.
So
Except
okay, so if it's not reciprocated, what you gonna do?
Hold on, we got.
Communicate.
Hold on,
We don't give a damn.
I think I got it.
You
I
don't
think-
care, so
I think,
you
hold
don't
on,
care.
hold on, a second.
No.
Hold on. I think I got it. It's the man's fault, right?
I didn't say it's the man's fault.
That's
It's
what
the
you said.
man's.
Got it.
Hold on, no.
you
Don't
just
try
said it's
to.
your fault.
Don't
It's
try
your
to
fault that you don't
That's
get
exactly what
nothing,
you
and
just
you
said.
give
You
it,
didn't do something
and you
right.
accepted it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
If you don't
accept
say
it.
nothing about it and we just don't care about it, if that's your attitude that you just don't care, so when in reciprocation
Okay.
she don't care, whose fault is that?
Got you. Okay, it's the man's fault.
So you got to choose them wisely.
I'm just saying what you're
that-
saying. It's the
You're
man's
trying
fault.
to twist my words.
No,
Nah,
that's what
I'm
you're
just
saying.
saying what
I'm-
you're saying.
What I'm
It's-
saying is,
Yeah,
if you're in a relationship, ABC 1, 2, 3, right?
yeah.
A woman does not do something for you,
Mhm.
and you sit back and don't say nothing, and you
It's
feel
my
like it's
fault.
not if you don't say nothing,
If you allow that
and
to
you-
happen.
if you allow it to happen, yes, it's your fault. Speak up
How?
for yourself.
Is it his fault when it just didn't happen?
He didn't communicate.
Speak
with
up
her.
for
She's
yourself.
talking about for the second time. So stick around for the next
For the
Valentine's.
next one.
Or you could take
And
your ball
then-
and leave, like you say.
So all the
That's
men,
what niggas
reciprocated.
so all the men that do
When
end
it ain't
up-
reciprocated,
So-
take
Yeah.
your ball and leave. If you don't feel like, if you in
You're
a
right.
relationship where you
Absolutely.
feel like the woman is not doing nothing for you, it's not her
Okay.
problem. You have a problem with boundaries and stand in a situation where you're not being fulfilled. Leave.
But then we weak.
But women
we
don't
weak.
take that and they be on y'all
We weak
ass
for
and
leaving
y'all don't
because
like
we
it.
didn't get
No,
nothing
I
on
didn't say you was
Valentine's
weak.
Day.
I told you to do it strong to actually leave. I didn't say
So-
you was weak.
So
For
she-
Valentine, because you didn't get no
Right.
gift on Valentine's Day?
You got a problem with it? Do you have
I
a problem
don't have
with it?
no problem because I
Okay,
ain't got
well,
no
you ain't got the
Valentine.
problem. So the men that do have a problem with it, stop taking it. And if they're not willing
I
to
just don't
reciprocate
celebrate
what
it.
you put out, then you need to leave.
I
After
don't
you
celebrate it.
communicated and everything, then you
I
need
think
to go about your
another
business.
question too, I guess, for the
Alright,
men who
hold-
say that they don't care. It's like, why does it matter so much for women to give us a better understanding of why a woman can get away with putting a dude in the doghouse if he doesn't, quote unquote, meet the standards for that day?
What do you mean
Like,
get
why does it
away
matter?
with?
Because, like, obviously, you was like, we're gonna end up in the doghouse regardless if she reciprocates the energy or not. But we're just
Based on
fortunate. We're
what?
lucky if we get somebody who does.
If
the
you don't
same
get
thing.
nothing for Valentine's Day, you basically you're saying that you just let them know, hey, I would like something,
and
you
you're gonna
know,
hold them to it, be
and
like,
and
That's
that's
called a
it.
boundary.
Okay,
It's a
But-
I'm setting boundaries. This is what I expect from you in this relationship. That's the boundary.
got it.
Just like
got
you
it.
expect her to suck dick every Tuesday. That's your boundary. So, stay with the boundaries. Like y'all
Okay.
trying to complicate it when
Got
it's not
it.
that complicated.
Got a question here from Jimmy Crunch.
I'm just
He
saying.
says, so everything gets thrown away over a single day?
That's all I'm saying.
It's not about the single day. I said
It is about-
reciprocated, period. Reciprocation, period.
So what about the rest of the days of the
Is she
year?
reciprocating you on the rest of the days?
Yeah, but if I decide I don't want to do nothing on Valentine's Day, it's a problem.
If your partner wants you to do something as simple as flowers
But
and
if I
chocolate,
said my boundary was I don't celebrate it,
then you have a problem.
how I got a problem? That's
Because,
my
hold on,
boundary.
Hold on. What was the thing? I always like to quote you
Okay.
because you be on bullshit. Your thing was like,
Wow.
it's your obligation to your partner, right? You have an obligation to your partner. So
For
what is
Valentine's Day?
for her for what she wants in a relationship? If she wants some $7 flowers and some $3 chocolates, I ain't doing that. That
'Cause I
sound
don't celebrate.
Hold on,
crazy.
she got an obligation to her standards.
Oh, now, okay, okay.
Because you be on the bullshit.
So you
Hold on.
so you have to meet her
just,
standards as
hold
her
on, I'm
man.
just using your same
You don't
logic
have to
against
meet her
you.
standards as
It-
her man.
Hold on, it's up to her to
As her
meet
man.
standards.
right.
As her man, you don't
It's
gotta
up to
meet
her. She need to set them boundaries. Ain't that what
and,
you said?
And hold on,
She
you'll
need to
be in the
set them
doghouse
boundaries.
because you didn't set the boundaries.
I ain't finna
So
be
now
in
she
no
got a
motherfucking
problem.
doghouse
I got
over
a
no
boundary too.
Valentine's
My
Day.
boundary
Nah,
is
hell
the
nah.
house, not the doghouse. So, I got to be up in there.
Please,
Our boundaries
please.
are just going to clash.
I didn't feel no different about you on the 13th.
But at least we
or
know
the 15th.
how men feel about Valentine's Day for the most part. No one likes it. It's not for us.
No
That's all
one?
we're saying.
Yeah, 'cause
We're
I don't
saying that
care.
no one likes
'Cause I'ma
it.
get the
Like,
same-
I
Hey,
have an
can I-
I'ma get
unpopular.
the
I have an
same fair
unpopular
question.
opinion.
Now,
I'm gonna get the same
What's
stuff
that?
I
Explain
get
why with
on
somebody
a
can
on a
ask y'all,
Monday.
Do you
I'ma get some
traditionally buy
pussy.
Valentine's gifts for your significant others that you're involved with?
Traditionally, what do you mean?
Do you do that on a regular?
She-
Is that something that
listen,
you do?
she
Would you-
needed more time to think.
No,
She
no,
ain't
no, no,
buying
no.
shit
I
for
didn't
no
know
gift.
it was like Valentine's Day is a tradition.
If he didn't ask you, if he didn't say anything,
You do things for your partner throughout the year,
So
not
do
just
you-
on
do you- do
Valentine's
you
Day.
go-
Exactly.
You do
So
things
why
for your
is
partner.
is so much weight in stock on
Why y'all so
Valentine's
mad at
Day?
Valentine's Day? Y'all sound like a
I
whole
just-
bunch of hurt people. Fuck that, fuck the flowers.
I just
Okay,
think
like
it's
so-
bogus.
what
We're
you
just
got?
saying
I
that
love
it's
Valentine's
not, it's not
Day.
fair. It's
So-
not equal.
Me and my husband, we love Valentine's Day. We don't spend a lot of money on it because
You
it's
don't got to.
it's commercial. We know it's a money grab like Christmas and a lot of other holidays, but it's just cute to see like certain things decorated in the hearts and stuff. So you just get it for each other. He loves chocolate. He loves going out to eat. He likes video games. I may get him a video game if there's one coming out that he wants on Valentine's Day.
Boom.
You know what? Give him a massage or whatever he wants that day. Yes, I'm gonna do it, and we celebrate each other. He'll do stuff for me too. It's not just for the women; it's for the men too.
Correct. Can she get a
That's-
round of applause?
Hold on,
Who
can her relationship get a round of applause? But let's
Right.
not act like
Right.
that's
That's
what
the
it is.
norm. That's,
That ain't what it is.
that's
though.
an above average.
That's what it should be.
relationship.
Yeah.
But that ain't what
That
it
ain't
is.
what
Who
it
do y'all
is,
be
right.
talking to?
I'm telling, man.
These modern ass women.
You know what? We're
We
gonna
can ask the same thing.
move on to another trending topic that I seen.
Lord.
This one here was trending on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was had a whole bunch of discrepancy back and forth. And Zuby went out here and said, if you run a black-owned, woman-owned, or minority-owned business, I don't recommend branding yourself as such. Don't use your identity as a crutch. It limits your audience unnecessarily and subtly suggests inferiority. We can see who you are. Just run a good business. Do y'all agree with this? In the sense that
I do. Yeah.
that if you're a minority-owned, woman-owned, or black-owned business, you shouldn't label yourself as that. It limits your audience. Do you feel that way?
I'm not gonna say so much about just labeling yourself, more so than just like knowing that your identity is not the reason why you got there. You know, you got there because you
got a
actually
good
deserve to be there.
product or
Yeah,
whatever the
right.
case
You
may
got the
be.
skills.
Whatever you selling,
Yeah.
it's a good product.
And
you offering
yeah.
good service, but you shouldn't be the face. It's if you're a minority.
Just because of that.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I
Because
know
you
with
do limit your audience.
big time.
Right.
One that I believe in that. I know with the business that I'm part of, we don't do the whole black-owned thing or
Yeah.
anything like that because
because some people will be like, I'm smooth on that.
Yeah, for every one
just
you
because.
gain, you can lose 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, unless your product, right, that you're selling is specifically designed for a certain type of audience,
Cocoa butter.
then why do anything to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, like
Shea
black
butter.
black hair products
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Okay, it's specifically designed for a certain group and sect of people, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in a business that's service based, if you got a home cleaning business, there's no reason for you to say
Yeah, what's the
black
why-
owned.
Okay, yeah. You
Because all homes need to be cleaned, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, and it's not a Black Lives thing or all lives thing. It's just why would I put something on the face of this that says black? Like for some people, it's perceived as black only.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or black premium or whatever.
And just black in
you
itself
know.
has a negative stigma to it. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, to a lot of
the
people,
time, yeah.
it does. Now, the other thing is a business, like the whole idea of a business was created to be a straw man, to be this entity that exists and not a person. When you start making your business a person, right, you fall into the same trap as Papa John's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where Papa John will get out there and say something that can hurt the whole brand as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't make your business a person. Make your business a business.
service, yeah.
A
You know what I'm
brand.
saying? Like make it a brand. Like it's not a person. You know what I'm saying? Like Pringles, they got the little chip logo thing, but just imagine somebody if they had a real mascot and he was out here. You know,
they
like
never heard
Subway.
Kentucky Fried Chicken in the
It hurt.
Colonel.
It hurt Subway
Didn't it hurt?
when
that-
Subway had Jared and he went down with the pedophilia thing.
In different areas.
Boy, they got rid of him quick.
nowadays,
Well,
like,
he was a
You know,
spokesperson. That wasn't
He was,
there.
that's what I'm saying. He was
the face.
Are we talking about
synonymous with the
spokesperson
brand.
or how you're presenting your
Well, the
business?
face.
That's how they
Because if you're
presented their
saying
business.
black
They tell the
owned,
franchise, like the face of the franchise. Like
Imagine if Jake from State Farm goes down for triple homicide.
it's
tomorrow.
been like
it's
4
gonna
Jakes.
hurt.
It
It's
looks
gonna
bad
hurt.
for
Which
State
Jake?
Farm.
huh? What?
I'm talking
It's
about
been
Jake
like
from
4
State
Jakes.
Farm.
It's been like 4 Jakes. But my question
Yeah.
is like,
Well,
say,
the one that's now.
well, he black, so they would do that. But
Yeah,
say like,
boy, there you go.
I think I understand y'all point, but I think on the other end of that is like, say you want to say that you're black owned, but you're not saying it's black only, right? Do you want the customers who wouldn't shop with you because you're black owned? Like, say you didn't even.
Yes, because they
I
pay
want-
cash.
Well,
Steal
my
their
thing,
money
well, my
spin.
thing is, say that you are, you know, you don't say that you're black owned, but then once
Mhm.
they find out you're black, they don't shop with you anyway. Like if
Who's
saying
gonna
that you're
find
black
out you
owned,
own it?
if
Unless
you- if
you
they
tell
come
them.
in-
The people that
Why
it matter-
wouldn't
the
you?
people
Why
that it
wouldn't
matters
you?
to.
why wouldn't you be
Once
proud
I
as
done
a black
showed up-
person to be a black owned?
Hit-
I think it's taking the pride. I understand what you're saying,
Got
right?
you.
But I think it's taking the pride away from being black owned. If
What pride?
it's not being proud in the black owned business,
You just another business.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think
But why does
so.
it have to be like the
Why
fact
does it
that,
gotta be
oh, it's
black
because my
black
thing
owned,
is y'all are
black
saying that
owned.
you're saying that you don't
I'm a
put it there
successful
because
business.
you might
Putting black on it
people-
don't make it no more prideful or prideless.
people might not shop with you because
Mhm.
it's black owned. There's
Okay.
a to me that's like a shame in it, right? There's a shame
Which
that
is
you
why I ain't saying it. I want you
So-
to shop
so
with me
that-
because you like my business.
you're
and-
proving my point.
What you mean?
Because if
You already bought it.
Here's my thing.
It's
So
like
can I say
if
something?
they bought it before they knew what the
Mhm.
face behind it was, then
Right.
they bought it because it was a good product.
So
Yeah.
I thought
Exactly.
about that a lot of times because I want to own my own animal kennel business, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought about me just acting like I'm the manager and no one knows that I own it
Come
That's
on.
your best
because
bet.
I want all the money.
All
so
the
money
money.
is green. However, there's
You
a difference.
shouldn't have to do
but
that.
hold on,
Shouldn't
there's
have
a
to, but that's just the world. we
hold
live in.
on. There's a difference between a customer and a client. A client will come back regardless.
Mhm.
If the money increases, who's behind it or what's doing it. A customer is just looking for the best price or whatever's convenient for them. Because
Yeah,
when I
there's no
worked at
way
an
to
animal
classify
hospital,
it.
there was a difference between a client who we know is coming back no matter what
Mhm.
and just a customer looking for the deal at the moment.
Yeah.
So, there's different
So-
spectrums out there. And go ahead.
No, because I guess you could say the clients are also like supporters. They support what you do because they
Yeah.
can tell that your
They
product
support
is
the
good.
product,
Yeah,
right?
because your product
No
is
matter
good.
Product
who's
is good,
no
the
matter
service
who's
is
giving
good.
it to them.
And it was
I,
like,
I would just feel like if I had a business and I put black on, if that deter you in any way, I don't want you shopping with me anyway. That would be me.
I used to
I
listen. I
understand-
used to
a lot
feel
of
like
times,
that.
too,
understand
though.
what you're saying. I
Got you.
totally get it, and I understand money is green and all this other kind of stuff. But if putting black on like makes you feel a way as a person, you have a problem, and I don't want your money.
Here's
That's
the-
what I'm
at the same
standing on.
time,
Here's what it
If I
does.
put woman, if I put karma in it, and it just I don't like that. You don't need to shop with me. I don't
But
want
your
your
product-
fake support
your
because
product,
at that point you could do any. They already don't like you, so you could do anything, right? And then you gonna lose their money anyway because
I
their
got it
their
once.
bias is that you're black. Their bias is that you're a woman. Their bias is that you're whatever. So they already don't mess with you. They may spend money with you, right?
Have you
But they already don't.
That's
mess
have
all
you
I
with
want.
have,
but
have
how-
you ever went by a
Give me
business
the
right
money.
and it said white owned,
No.
Korean owned hair
Yeah,
store?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Does it say Korean owned,
Yes, they do. Yes,
Where?
they do.
or do
Where
you
have
just
you
assume
seen
that they own
Korean
it because
owned
they worked in
on
it?
a Sally's?
I've never seen that on
On
the
a
outside
hair
of a
world.
business. Me personally, I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm just saying I've never seen Korean owned.
Do
I've
y'all
never
realize
seen,
why we have to
you
put
know-
black owned and stuff like that? Do y'all realize where
No.
it comes from to compare it to white owned?
Okay, why is that?
If you don't know the history, we won't.
What, 'cause
No,
it's
no,
a
no,
whole
no.
other-
We
no,
got
no,
time.
no,
It's
no,
a
no.
2-hour
If you
podcast.
don't know
It
the
don't say
history,
white. It don't say
Educate
white
me,
on.
woman.
because we gonna
I
compare
would
it
say
to it
this.
saying white
No.
owned.
I would say this lastly too, though. Like for those same
Y'all
people
be
that you're
coming out left field.
for those people that same people that you're speaking to who wouldn't come if they knew that it was black owned this or that and the third. It's like maybe that's one of the ways that you can speak to them because it's like if the only thing that you can do for them is just give them your gift, the fruits of your labor, your craft, and let them taste and see for themselves. Like damn, I
Like,
don't
damn.
care where this came from. It didn't matter if they were white, black, green, brown, or yellow, but this is so good and it makes me feel good. Then when they find out like God, this came from somebody who I whenever it came and gave my business to from the jump, then maybe that made
That could change their opinion.
exactly. If you can't
It
speak to
won't.
them, you can't
But
say
you
that. How do
can't
you
say that
know?
'cause I've
They-
done it.
Because
we
to
have-
me,
It'll
that might
change
come
their
off.
opinion about
that
their
may-
product, but they
but to
still don't
me-
like black people.
But to me, that may come
I
off
don't
as a
want- I
lack
don't
of
want you
confidence in
shopping
your
with
product.
me.
We have a
If you know,
Okay,
we have a comment on Podbean.
can you get
See-
on your mic?
Yeah. CJC said he wants you to educate about the history because you mentioned it about the history of why
No.
it's black owned.
Because
Why?
nobody in here should know the history of why you don't see white owned. That's an
Okay.
ignorant question in my
Okay.
opinion, so I'm not gonna go there.
Now I
That's
get
a
what.
little-
However-
hold on. I get what you're saying in the sense that it's already assumed that
Right.
the man.
Not that, no,
the
not
man
that it's
owns it, right?
assumed, but that
Well, that's what we're
for
trying to
a
figure out
long
what you're
time,
talking about.
people that look like you could not have a business. You know
True
that.
enough. Here's
So
a-
you know why
hold
we
on,
have
true-
to put black
true
on. I
enough,
shouldn't have
though.
to say that.
But here's the reason why I approach it this way. Do you remember when Monique came out against Hollywood
Mm.
and exposed everything for what it was?
you mean Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry,
It was,
Oprah.
It was Tyler Perry and Oprah.
Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels.
And she
It
called
was
out.
that one movie.
Hold on, she called out all of Hollywood for all the different things they did, right? What did it do? It put a target on her back, right? Now, in the end, she sued, she got some money, and all this other stuff. And yes, some people are trailblazers. And she made it easier for the next black woman to come across and ask for what she feel like,
They
she
deserve.
deserved, right? So she's a trailblazer. She took that on the chin for other people, primarily herself, but
I
for
was
other
about
people.
to say, Monique
But-
was the only one having that problem because of things. But
here's the thing:
Keep going.
presenting yourself as the owner of something will never do you a service. And here's what I mean by that: if you're providing a service for somebody, immediately, the money that they spend they correlate with it being in your pocket. Now they have a face to identify. So regardless of black owned, white owned, whatever, I just wouldn't go around saying that I own nothing. You know what I'm saying?
There's
and name
some
the
shame
business.
in that is what I'm
It's not the
saying.
shame. It's the game. Like I go out and let's say I'm part of a moving company.
You're
right?
okay if
And
somebody knew you
we
were
do
the owner and didn't want to give you money. You're okay with that.
I sure
Hold on.
am.
Here's the thing. Like
That's money.
it works every single time.
if
I
I'm-
go out and do moves. I'm part owner of this company. Now, if I went out and said that, and it's time for them to pay their moving bill, and it's $800, they associated with me it going in
going
my
to-
pocket.
yeah.
The tip, you can forget about it because you're getting $800. They associate you with the money and you receiving all of it. Now, if I present myself as a worker, a mover, all of a sudden, hey, y'all thirsty? You want me to get y'all some lunch? I know y'all work hard. I know they probably don't pay you that well. Da, 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 da. Tips involved. What I'm saying is presenting yourself as an owner will never do you any it doesn't do anything good for
Especially
you.
if you black.
It just raises the prices for you.
I'm gonna say
Black,
one
white,
name.
or whoever. You
Super
come with a
Safe.
Mercedes to a dealership and it costs more.
Crayon case.
Nothing you present at a higher status will ever do you any good. Come in as low as you can. Stay
don't
as
agree
humble
with
and as
that.
low as
I
you
just
can.
say,
Be
you know,
underestimated.
I don't
I
agree
just say,
with that.
I'm just trying to make it.
let your product
You know.
speak for itself. If it's that good, it's gonna take
That's
you where
it.
it's supposed to.
Focus on the product, not who owns it. Because
Yeah.
just me personally, I don't think it
Because it ain't
helps.
gonna matter at the end of the day.
It don't help.
Where you get your
Yeah.
good water from.
Who cares why they came in? If they was gonna buy your product anyway, let's say they don't like black people, but
Was
they
Jesus black or
But-
was he
but-
white?
hold on, but they like juice,
I
and
did.
you sell juice. Man, come buy the juice.
But my
And I don't
point-
want to
but
do
my-
anything
but my
to stop
point
you
is-
from
but
buying
my
juice.
point
that
is
mean
telling-
you wasn't that thirsty.
telling people
Come
to
on.
not do it, right? Because people won't. Again, I just think there's a shame in that, is what I'm saying. You don't have to agree with me. I get it.
Got you.
But I just think that there's a shame in that. And you should be able to put black on wherever you want to and people shop because that's
should.
how it is.
You should.
Hey,
And
you
I-
should be able to leave your door
and I-
unlocked at
and
night.
I-
Nobody who
hold
doesn't
on.
live in
And
your
I
home
would not
should be
do
able
it
to-
because
should
people
come in.
wouldn't shop with me. That's
Yeah.
just
But
that's
some-
a me thing.
And some people
So
may look at
people feel different, and I
and
understand,
some
but I
people-
don't care. Woman on, black on, whatever you want to put there, you should be able to put there, and it is what it is. That's
do
how I
whatever
feel.
you
I'm gonna
want.
be animal
Yeah,
There you go.
owned. Shit.
I'm gonna put great service on the outside of my business.
there you go.
Yeah.
Great customer service, great quality, great product, fast turnaround, whatever. What I'm not gonna put is anything that would alienate or make anybody feel
Any type of way.
comprehensive about buying my product or service.
Why would black on make somebody feel away?
You know
It
why?
might.
Because if
You
you
know
know
what?
if you're afraid to get your money from certain people, for some people that may come off as a lack of confidence in your own product.
What discount tobacco you seen got Arab owned on the outside of it? They don't
What's
do
the
that.
stigma on black owned
They don't do that.
businesses? They lazy. They half do shit. That's the stigma.
That's
that-
a lot of the stigma associated with
And,
bad
you know,
customer
and-
service.
Right.
and we don't
You know.
support,
right.
at the same
So
time.
I ain't putting it on there.
It is what it is. Let's jump into some slap and cap. I see why this topic was so divided. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of people feel differently about it. And this is a passionate, proud black woman over here.
Damn right.
I know
Fist up
that's
for this.
right.
Damn right. I don't give a fuck. Black on,
Bitch.
black in the black.
Well, she's something else. I love it though.
It's time for Slap or Cap on your favorite podcast. Look who's ranting now. Don't forget to send your show ideas, topics you want to hear, and questions to our tuesdaycologne@gmail.com.
It's Slap or Cap, ho.
Drop it in the chat and vote Slap or Cap.
It's Slap or Cap, ho. It feels good to say ho this week.
It sure will. One more time.
It's Slap or Cap, ho.
It's time for Slap and Cap, my absolute favorite segment of the show where you, the listener, get to vote in the chat. Slap if you agree, cap if you disagree. And we got some amazing clips this week. I got some stuff lined up. Karma's gonna be a little upset. We're gonna see how Karma reacts to some of these. You know, not all of them, but our amazing producer here has our first Slap and Cap.
Keep your marriages together, y'all. That's very important. I got to tell you that because a lot of folks is breaking up. That's a bad thing right now. That's right, because friend of court and all that kind of shit, child support. Y'all have that in New York, don't you? I'd hate to think Detroit is the only place that got child support. Them motherfuckers don't be bullshitting either. If you don't want your name at child support, stay with your woman. Because the moment you say, bitch, well, fuck you too. That's right. A computer start typing your name at the printer. That's right. Your ass will be the fuck out. Now, fuck around there and leave. Jump up and grab some shit up and leave. In 3 days, the mailman come, say you owe $200,000 motherfucking dollars. And you ain't been gone for 3 motherfucking days. To hell with that. Stay with her, man. Stay with her. I don't give a fuck what done happened in the house. I wouldn't give a fuck what it is. You come home, find another man in your bed. If you got her downstairs, go on down there and sleep on the couch. You heard me, didn't you? Go on downstairs, sleep on the couch. When you see her in the morning, just tell her, bitch, I owe you one. And leave it the fuck like that. That's what you do. I owe you one. Don't be stupid and go to breaking up. Stay the fuck together. You don't want to be single today.
Slap a cap here. Stay with your woman. Stay with her no matter what to avoid child support. Stay with her. Make it work. Make it work. How y'all feel about that? Would you stay no matter what?
Wish I could say slap, but no, I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cause let me find you in the bed with another dude in my house. You got me fucked up. I ain't going downstairs. Both of y'all motherfuckers getting out my house.
Both of y'all going some upstairs to the upper room.
Especially if they're on the left side, the good side.
Jesus, boy.
I'm telling you, listen,
Yeah, nah.
it's a cap for me just because, like, the biggest lie I ever told is that freedom is free, and it's not. Freedom costs you everything. You know what I'm saying? And freedom, like, some folks will say, like, a job. You taking a job is the amount of money that you would take to give up on your dreams. I've heard this said a few times. It was like Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not saying that's a fact. But what I am saying is that if you'll stay in a relationship where you're unhappy, whatever the cost of child support is the price that you're willing to pay to give up on freedom and your joy. I won't cash out my joy. I don't care what it costs me. And it costs a bit to be free. You know what I'm Freedom ain't free. But I'm going to take my freedom.
Can we define what you mean by freedom? I thought we was talking about, like...
freedom.
Why you look at me? I'm not a
No. It could be freedom from a relationship.
That's what I'm talking about.
I thought we was talking about...
I ain't talking about slaves.
She
I'm
look at me
talking
and
about
start laughing. I'm like, what?
He ain't got no chains.
No. I
I'm
was
talking
tripping.
about people will stay in a relationship like this dude.
Oh, you mean
because
free?
he don't.
Say free from. Don't say freedom.
That's
think it's
freedom. Fuck you
I don't think
talking
it's
about? That's
something
freedom. If you that's captivity when you stay in there and another man is in your bed and you go downstairs and be like, I owe you one.
I owe you one.
You know what I'm saying? And you scared of child support, so you stay in a relationship. That's damn near slavery.
You know, a wise person told me once. He said that. Sorry, I know my phone's in. But a wise person told me once that even with child support, I made child support seem small to me, and I grew myself to make sure it did not affect my life.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to let child support affect my life and affect my happiness
He
and affect
sounds
my
like a smart
finances.
dude.
So I made sure child support was small. I grew myself up so much, my finances so much. Child support did not mean anything. I just sent them on a payment.
That was at a time. And then child support say, all right, turn it up.
Yeah, they found out how much he was making.
It was like, you want to be somebody?
I wish you had that bust around.
Your ass down. Boy, they started getting on my neck. But here's the thing though. I was not afraid of the payments. I was afraid of doing what I was doing, which was taking a long way home. Sitting in the driveway burning gas for 30 minutes because I didn't want to go inside my home. You know, I was afraid of like the hell that was my life. So I was like, listen, if it costs me whatever X amount of dollars to be free,
I'm gonna pay
of this, I'm gonna pay the money. If I got to get a smaller place, fuck it. If I have to drive a lesser car, fuck it. But I'm gonna be happy. Because just like it says in the word, it's better to be on the corner of a roof.
Shout out to Shada Barber.
Than to live with a contentious woman. And this is no diss at none of my, exes. I don't want my ex-wife going back to, like, oh, you talking shit? All right, get his ass. I don't want no problems. It's just, for me, it wasn't a thing where I was happy. And I'm sure she wasn't happy either. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'll pay for my freedom. What it costs.
So I think it was unanimous. We all said it was cap. You don't stay
you don't stay.
To not be on child support.
Yeah, don't stay.
Yeah.
That whole cheaper to keep it. Folks were trying to sell me on that years ago. It's cheaper to keep it. Man,
It's true though.
What? No, it ain't.
How?
Listen, money was made for a reason, so you can pay for things with it. I'll pay with cash. I ain't paying with my life.
To give you options.
You know, I'm not gonna pay with my life.
'Cause my
and
life
stay
is way
here.
more valuable.
Way
than
more
that little
valuable.
$800,
Shit.
$1,000 a month.
Hell no.
Talking about
No.
liberated.
Yeah, my life is way more important than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see a lot of caps in there.
Yeah, well, everybody
what
was
I'm saying?
capped. We didn't have
Oh,
no
okay.
slaps.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Unanimous.
I like
Yeah.
that. Some fellas out there that's like, man, I'll
It just,
pay for my
it just
freedom.
sounded good, but yeah, like
Yeah.
It was funny.
It
It was
was
funny,
It was
but
cool
I ain't
for the
saying-
joke.
So go on and
Yeah.
pay y'all child support. Be happy.
That's what we
I
do.
don't know about all that.
We know that's what you said.
Hey, that's even
Yeah.
funny.
That's what
because
you
that is
said.
not what
Yeah.
he just said.
He said I
I'm
pay
paying-
child
I'm
support. Be
paying-
happy.
Hey.
Freedom ain't free. You know, I'm gonna get it to him. All right, next clip.
Women are our way of being happy on this planet if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you're going to pick a woman and she going to be your friend and you're going to be happy. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to wind up picking the one you want. And that's the one that normally ain't no good for you. That's what I would say to people. The one you want, because you ain't smart enough to know what you want. Especially when it comes to picking a lady, you have to get blessed where God puts somebody special in your life. You don't know how to go out there and pick a good girl. Come on, man. Who you know? Every once in a while you hear about a couple that made it. But most of the time you have to get blessed and God just happened to put something in your life.
Slap a cap here. Men, if you go after the one you want, it ain't the one for you. It ain't gonna work.
I have to.
I agree with this.
I
Man.
think that's gender neutral.
gender neutral.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's
'cause
men or
it
women.
happened on both ends.
It happens on both ends. So
Yeah.
I would say that's a slap.
Yeah,
Big
that's
time.
real shit.
But I see it a lot for men because we like
Cause
we
we
look with our-
bypass all the red flags.
That's it.
Just like women will
I- I'm finna
bypass
say,
all
we
the
all-
red
we all
flags
do
because
that.
he
'Cause it's
he
human
checks the
beings.
boxes
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you
Because
know,
once you
that-
like
that's human
them,
nature,
it's
yeah.
over with.
You
People
want it
see-
to work. You want to
yeah.
make it happen.
People see somebody first, right?
Mhm.
And then like men will stumble across a good woman because you see something you like,
Mhm.
and then you'll stumble across the fact that she might have good qualities.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you went for what you
What
saw
you
that
saw.
you
But
like.
you don't necessarily
what I'm
know
saying?
what's best for you at that moment in time. I think that's what
Definitely
he's really getting
You
at.
stumble across a
He's
good
like, you
woman.
think you
yeah.
know what you want,
but
but
you don't know.
yeah, you still don't know yet.
You don't know. Yeah, or you know, but you like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm
'cause-
gonna do this in the meantime,
Exactly.
you know. And when I find her, I just find her.
Yeah.
But we
Why do
not
y'all
looking
feel like that happens to y'all?
Well, it's just like
'Cause we
anything.
see
You
it.
don't
Yeah,
know.
it's to
You don't know you
everybody. It
like
happen to
steak
everybody.
until you eat a steak. Like if you ain't never tasted it before, you like
Y'all analogies
man,
be killing me. I don't know how we got
I
on
don't-
steak.
You don't. You,
I don't know about that.
you don't.
I
you
think
don't know what you
what you want until
Yeah.
you come
Until
across
you
it.
had it.
I feel like
experience.
men know what they
Experience is the
want,
best teacher.
but they're not looking like you're looking with your eyes, right?
Right.
Like I heard this from TD Jakes and I thought it was dope. It's like there's seeing and then there's perceiving, right? So let's say we're driving down the street and all the yards are messed up, right? What you see is a lot of yards that's messed up. Somebody else drove down the same street and what they perceived was an opportunity to start a lawn care business. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like men see women, but they don't perceive like a good one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not looking for those qualities. What you looked for was a big
What's
ass,
the aesthetic,
you know,
aesthetics.
perky titties, you know, whatever it is that you're into. You know, some dudes want hair and want whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
And
how she operates.
Yeah,
It
like
ain't
you-
what you want. And it's just like, well,
you was
how-
looking for that, and
Yeah.
you couldn't even perceive a good woman out of that because it's like that ain't what your mind isn't set for that.
Right.
Yeah, and
Like-
then also too, I'll say that I think they say you can't love nobody else until you learn how to love yourself. How can you give love if you don't even know what love really is?
I never agreed with that.
Really?
But
What?
it,
Drop it, Cole.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Didn't I just say something to that effect last week? Did I not?
What'd you say?
That pretty much like you're never gonna find true love and happiness if you only look at superficial aspects of a person.
You better
Yeah.
bring it back.
I'm like, I know I said this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But just like the clip that was on TikTok with Karma, maybe it's because you said it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it was, like a bug. It's
because
because you said it.
It's 'cause I said an echo.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. He just said the same
Now you
thing.
know how I feel.
He wasn't trying to hear that shit. You know, some of the stuff that Carmen say, I'll be like, man, that was really good.
But fuck her.
But fuck her. She be on that bullshit.
That shit.
I ain't trying to hear none of the shit she talking about. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
It
it'll be
sounded better coming out of
exactly.
somebody
out of their
else's mouth. Because, you know,
I don't know what I did for you to make you all feel like that.
it'd be after the show. I was like, man, that's some good shit. You know, but during the show, I don't want to hear that shit because Carmen be on one. Her delivery. She got a Razman-like delivery.
Y'all don't like nice deliveries, Kevin Samuels fans. Y'all don't care about
Why is
that.
that a bad thing? Kevin Samuels fans.
Because y'all say ain't nothing wrong with his delivery as long as he's saying it
Ain't
right.
nothing
But when
wrong
I
with the
say
delivery.
you don't like my delivery, so y'all don't listen to what I'm saying. So y'all contradictory.
Maybe that's what it is.
You ain't got no young. You ain't got no dollars. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
You can't handle the truth.
That's it.
I would say you can't know what you really want until you know yourself at the end of the day. The more that you know about yourself, the more you know what you can and can't deal with. The less time you have to take, the quicker you can decide, oh, me and this person probably will click or we won't. So I think it all has to deal with self. You get into the mirror, work yourself out, learn to love yourself, all of that other stuff will take care of itself. So it still all has to do with self.
bartender.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But I think
I'm on the same wave.
I forgot what I was saying, y'all.
No,
Loving
you
yourself.
was about to say something about bitch ass niggas.
No, loving yourself. No, loving yourself.
I felt that was the
No,
intro too.
the loving yourself thing. I think that's true to a certain extent because I think that you could get with somebody to help you love yourself even more.
Thank
It's people that tell people you gotta love yourself first. There's a lot of people in a relationship they didn't love themselves first before they got into it, but they learned to love themselves in a relationship. So I think that it can happen. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm just saying that is just kind of.
It's
cliche.
easier
we're not
to
saying
do that
it's
by yourself.
impossible.
Though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't
It's
wanna go
easier
that
to
route.
learn yourself
Yeah.
while you spending time with yourself and all that me time
There you go. No
instead of
doubt.
doing the process with somebody else.
But let's jump into our third slappy cap.
Let's go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. It's time for random trivia on Look Who's Ranting Now. Make sure to drop your cash tag if you win.
All right. It's that time of the show. We give away some free money here on Look Who's Ranting Now. It is time for trivia. You're going to win $5 on Cash App. Here are the rules. I'm going to ask the question over the air, and you're going to drop it in the chat. It has to be spelled right, and if there's more than one answer, you have to drop it all at once, okay? We're going to stay on the theme because it is Black History Month. Y'all know I'm pro blackity black. Again, the subject's going to be Black history, okay? Once again, for the rules, I'm going to say it over the air. You have to drop it in the chat. It has to be spelled right, and if there's more than one answer, you have to drop it all at once, okay?
All right.
All righty.
No cheating.
No cheating.
All right.
Here's the question. This one's pretty easy. Who was the first African-American Major League Baseball player?
Oh.
Who was the first
That's a
African-American Major League Baseball? Shoki Robertson is not correct. Jackie Robinson is correct. Shout out to CJ for getting it correct.
You really say? Hey, she get something for that. That was funny.
Oh,
And then she put Smokey after that.
Smokey Robinson?
We got Shoki Robinson. And you better go ahead like a bug.
She was close.
But the correct answer is Jackie Robinson. CJ, drop your cash tag in the
no
comments
cigar.
so we can send you some money. Congrats, CJ. You was kind of fast with it. Shot
Yeah.
said, not that nigga Skokie.
Stokey Robinson.
Did he,
CJ said that liquor hitting hard. It must
is.
be.
It is.
CJ, make sure you drop your cash tag so we can pay you $5 on Cash App.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
no
right.
doubt.
Now we're
All
on
right,
to the
we'll jump
first
into
level cap.
Yep.
You got to understand, you can't raise your kids the way you was raised. It does not apply. The way we was raised does not have nothing to do with our kids. You got to understand that we are inner city parents raising suburban kids. So all the things we went through does not apply to these little soft motherfuckers we dealing with. You put your hands on your kids. Just one of the ass whooping that your mom and father gave you, put it on your kids. You'll scar these little soft motherfuckers for life. They can't do it. I just try to punish my son, send him to his room. This nigga write a suicide note. He be in there, Daddy, I don't know how long I can take this shit. The walls are coming in on me. He can't even stay in his own room with an Xbox. These ain't jokes. My son got a concussion from falling in grass. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Hey, what's happened? What happened to him? I said, he tripped out back. They ain't built like us. You buy him a bike, you gotta get a helmet, shoulder pads, knee pads. You playing football or riding a bike, motherfucker. They not built like us. They not built like us. Can't leave them in the car when it's hot. Our mother left us in the car when it was hot. We was just smart enough to get the fuck out. And look at the door to see when she coming out. Okay, she coming, get back in the car. That's right, I was sitting over here. You right. I was over here. You right. Fuck her. It don't take you no 3 hours getting no tuna fish.
Slap a cap here. You can't raise your kids the way that you were raised.
Absolutely not.
It's a different generation. Listen, I know I see some caps in here, and I know Shadow
It's
Barber.
a whole bunch of caps in that in those comments.
Going off here, you know what I'm saying? And I want to hear from y'all, so feel free to call in and chime in on this. My thoughts, though, is everything changes a generation, right? Listen, my father would walk to school. You know, well, not my father, my daughter's
Caller, you are now
grandfather,
live on Look Who's Ranting
whatever.
Now.
He would, he would walk to school for miles. You know, had a paper route at 4 a.m. in the morning. You know, this ain't this generation. You know what I'm saying? They barely get up on time for school. You know, it's different. Maybe the parents have gotten a little bit more soft. You know, me included. You know what I'm saying? I'm soft on my oldest daughter for sure. You know, but it's like they're not the same breed of people. They didn't have they have the technology now. It's just different. People are different. My father wanted me to be him. You know what I'm saying? Like 18, go join the military, Coast Guard, and I said that worked for you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that for my life. And I'm sure he looked at me, you little soft ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need to go in there and toughen up. I'm just a different version, right? Like it just wasn't for me. My son is still playing with action figures, and he's 10, 11. You know, like they're just different. You know, I do believe that if you try to parent your children the way that you were parented, depending on how it was, you could be passing down like bad things. You know what I'm saying? Not everything about how you were parented was good. Sitting in a hot ass car for whatever hours, and you had to figure out how to open the door and take off the child protection lock to get out so you didn't die. Maybe that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they may be a little bit softer. You know what I'm saying? And you can't leave them nowhere. And no, they don't know anything without Google. Don't know shit. They got to ask you for something that's right in front of them. You know, they can't find a remote if it was in their hand. Like they different. But yes, it's just you got to parent them a little different, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna. I had great parents, so to parent them the way that my parents did, I couldn't even live up to that. You know, so I'm just doing the best I can. But if you had bad parents, what you finna pass that shit
You switch
down
it
for
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell, you finna pass that down for?
Because
you
you
got
was
your ass
bad
beat for
parent.
opening your mouth, for even having an opinion, and you finna pass that down to your child. So now they can't have thoughts, and they can't. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Fuck is you passing that
Y'all
trauma
need to bring
down?
that back though.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of these children, they just. I want to hear from some of the caps though.
Yeah, I want to hear from some of the caps.
Why y'all
I
got
do
a
too.
cap?
I do too. It's just, nah, man, I ain't passing no trauma down. Shit.
Shout out Barbara, you got it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Turn
so
'em
let's
up.
first thing first, what's going on? How y'all doing, man?
What's up?
Yeah, don't try to
feel
call
like
in with
shit,
all
but I
that.
made sure I made it in for this thing.
With that.
So
Teddy
it's a couple
Pendergrass.
things I agree with Artiste about. Like you can't pass down trauma. Like that's bullshit. You gonna have your own set of traumas in your generation that you gonna sky your baby with any fucking way. So don't pass down extra trauma. But what I disagree is that trauma that you went through based on how you was raised by your parents is what molded you to learn the life lessons that you have acquired through your life. So in order to parent your kid, you can't just abandon everything you learn and try to parent them according to what the generation standard is. Because if we being honest, no standard set by no generation was the right way to parent no kid because no 2, 3, 4 children are the same. You got to parent them
doubt.
according to what works for your household, for your child. Me
Right.
personally, I'm integrating shit that I learned from my parents in conjunction with what I think is best for my child in this generation. She's going to have to know things faster than I had when I was a kid, where she may not have to go out here and learn physical. Her mental game got to be right. But I want to also give her the ability to know what working hard is, to know what paying attention to body language, what people do. Our generation, I think, was more of the physical kind of workforce kind of shit, or you had to understand people. You had to have some kind of understanding of what shiftiness looked like. You know what I mean? You had to, your instincts had to be on point. Whereas this generation, people, the contact of people ain't that high no more. People, this generation's contact is social media and computer screens and shit.
Facts.
So I need my child to be mentally equipped, but I want her to also be equipped with the ability to have the people side of it too. She's not gonna get that from other people in this generation because a lot of people not teaching it. She gonna get that from me and my generation. So I'm passing them lessons down, and then when she becomes a young woman and have her own family, she gonna take 3 generations of lessons, and then that child takes 4, and so on and so forth. That's just my opinion on it.
Hey, that was solid, man. That was solid, man. I really agree with that. Yeah, you don't want to pass down the trauma, but you do want to
pass down all
you
the
know,
positive
pass down all the positives. You know what I'm saying? Like you definitely want to do that.
I think it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean with anything, you know, you have your pros and your cons, you know, your pluses and your minuses. So it's just like with any situation, just being able to compartmentalize and take, you know, the parts that were beneficial to you and pass those on, you know, and being able to filter. It's almost like we're filters. You know, your parents or your elders experienced certain things, so you don't have to, and they can tell you like, okay, this is what I learned through that situation. You may learn a different lesson, but this is the part of it you don't want to have to go through if you don't have to. Trust me, because I went through it, you know.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're just filters, so, you know, we can make it easier, you know what I'm saying, on the next generation. But everybody's experience is different. Everybody doesn't get to that same destination through the same, you know, roadmap. You know what I mean? Somebody else may have been coming up from the north, or somebody else was coming from out west, you know what I mean? But they still came to the same destination. But just being able to take the, you know, the good parts of it and instill that in them.
I think the point that I wanted to point out is like the not passing down the traumas. What I think happened was like our parents probably didn't care about passing down the traumas because they turned out right. You know, for them it's like, you know, I did what I had to do, you know.
Right.
And then where the next generation was like, well, I'm not doing that with my kids. Like they just didn't do anything at all. So like that whole gentle parenting and all that, like to a certain extent, it like ruined the kids. So like where we probably weren't able to express ourselves and be like, mama, I feel this way, or you would get in trouble. Like the next generation be letting their children talk to them any kind of way
Almost too
because
much. Like, we couldn't talk at all. They get to talk a little bit too much.
So I feel like in not passing down traumas, y'all, the parents of the generation of the softer kids missed the mark. Like you don't want to pass down the trauma, but y'all missed the mark on even doing anything in some areas. Like the way some of these children talk to their parents.
Teaching them about the trauma.
Woo! It's just bad.
They feel like not even letting them know that the trauma even existed is protecting them. But sometimes, in order to know, like, you know, like you ain't got to tell a child not to put their hand on the stove twice because the first time they do it, it's over. But if you've already done it, I can tell you, like, look, you don't have to experience this because I have. And if you want better results, bam, do this.
Real quick, let me introduce Razman in the building. He's behind the scenes in the cut. What up? What up?
Hey, Razman.
Thanks for joining us, man. And right now, of course, if you're just joining the show, we're talking about Slap a Cap about how you can't raise your children the way that you were raised. Like it's a different generation, you know, and these kids are a lot softer and whatnot. I tend to,
I don't know.
I tend to agree that they are different.
They different, but you have to get some skin, some tough skin, because his world is rough.
No doubt.
And it's a different world.
I'm not finna coddle you, because then they're just setting you up for failure even more. You feel me? Like,
So
I got a daughter, so I'm still trying to navigate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just telling me the other day that she's 9 and they kissing in elementary school. I was running from girls at 9.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, it's different.
You
running. Track
Yeah.
star.
Man.
Said
I
You say
was gone.
that's how he got fast.
That was the game.
Man,
it was
it was.
Kiss E.
Yeah.
Women still had cooties then.
Yeah, right.
What I was gonna say is, I think to what Artista Cologne said, our parents were great because they were balanced. Like one had a certain way of loving and discipline, and the other had a different way. And so, since they were two extremes, like I think it was a perfect balance for us growing up. And it was,
It
and it was,
helped.
and it helped us, and it was great for us. And I think it was an amazing ordeal. But that also brings me to a point that really parenting is about balance. It's about knowing the line between being someone that can tell everyone to, but not being their best friend.
Good
or
cop,
not being
bad
their
cop
friend.
kind of
Man,
dynamic.
Yeah,
big
like
time.
you
I've-
have to set those boundaries and those limits and have that balance with your child.
And I think that's missing that's why people call these kids soft, because those boundaries, they just cross
time.
Now,
every
can I
which
ask
way.
a question?
I ain't
it's
gonna
due
lie.
to probably like
Some of that's on the fathers, man, and I hate to say that, men feel attacked, but this is real deal right here. In my mother's eyes, I could do no wrong. My father's eyes, I could do no right. That balance right
Why
there.
is that so
Let me
true?
tell ya.
Well,
Especially a military parent. You
Yeah.
can't do nothing right.
He said, "You don't even tie your shoes with it. What kind of knot is that?
Don't
no
make
matter-
your bed right. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not in the military.
You
I'm
supposed to
sick.
have mitered corners, and I'm like, what the hell I need to know about mitered corners for? Like, my dad was different, right? But that balance, right, to let me know that, hey, here you're a shining star. Here you could use a little work. Gave me that balance to where I couldn't get too high and mighty and feel like, oh, I got it all. It's like, yeah, you go to dad's house on the weekend. It's like, hey, man, hey, tighten up, son. Exactly.
But you didn't
tighten
get,
up.
but you didn't
Ice
get
up,
low
son. Ice
either,
up,
because
No,
then
I didn't get low either.
because you had
when
a
I came
mom.
back to mom's house, it didn't matter if I could tie shoes or read a book. I was loved. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh,
didn't matter.
Shop
And-
said he got something he wanted to say.
And you right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
add this. So
Yep.
our generation, one thing I hate is all this relearn and reteach ideology that they push on us, because somehow we think we're so much smarter than the old generation, and I'm sure they thought they were smarter than the one before them. And I think that social media has intertwined itself into parenting. It's where everybody wants to be socially right. Nobody wants to be seen as a bad guy or doing something wrong with their children. My whole thing is, what we had for our family or our mothers and fathers was respect.
That's it.
You don't go and talk to your mom or your dad crazy right now. Period. Because they put the fear of God in you.
Man,
Sure
talk
did.
about it.
And the belt.
And,
Grown ups
say
are
nothing out
talking
the
right
way.
now.
And-
Y'all go over there. We'll
Yeah.
see y'all later.
and there's things that if you was raised correctly, there's things that's in life that you could do that you don't do right now, because you can still hear your parents' voice saying, "Nah, you don't do this," or "I ain't raised you like that,"
Or a certain level of respect, right? Like,
or a certain level of respect.
I vape, but I don't vape in front of my parents.
Yeah.
If
There
I'm in the
you
car
go.
with
Real
them,
shit.
I wouldn't vape
Yeah.
with them
Or
in the
play
car.
certain music around them.
Hell no.
I
You
still
know what
won't
I'm
even say
saying?
my parents'
And I'm
first name.
35 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I've never said to my pops, call him by his first name. And be like,
Absolutely not.
hey,
Pedro.
Dro, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Never. You know what
better
I'm
be
saying?
careful. He about to pop
He
up.
might hear me now. It's just a certain level of respect. Like, but those are things that you pass down to your children.
It-
And
But
you
you know-
don't even
but you
have to teach
operate
them
in
that.
life.
Create that environment.
We all
Yeah.
operate
Right?
in life because we had something put in us
That's
to say,
it.
hey, that you cannot do this,
Boundaries.
you cannot do that.
Yeah.
And much as I might want to act up at the job, I know I can't, because I got
Yeah.
to pay the bills.
That's it.
And I'm glad somebody gave me some structure. So now that I have my family, I can do the same thing for my kids.
There you
So
go.
we can't be scared of our kids.
Exactly.
I
Sha
agree.
had something that he wanted to say as well.
No doubt. And I do want to hear from Angie and Sean too before we move on. Sha, you got it?
Hey, first off, what's up, my boy Raz, man? What's the knowledge, bro? How you living?
What up with you, bro? Hey, we missed you on the show, bro.
Yeah, man, shit been crazy.
Hey, you
I
ain't say
agree
what's
with a
up to
lot.
me. What the hell going on, Sha, man? We got beef, man. What's up with the Studio 312? We gotta go down there and set tripping. We set tripping up in here.
My door's always open. I ain't duck no smoke. I ain't got no smoke.
Well, damn, that wasn't the answer I was hoping for, man. I was hoping you were saying we all cool.
We all good. It's just been
You from
busy, man.
Chicago? You better act like you.
Yeah, I
Texas
better watch
this
it.
weekend.
Better watch it.
But yeah, I agree with what a lot of what Razman said, bro. Is I think we tend to forget like a lot of everything we see with parenting is just a changing of the torch through the generations. Like our parents were parented by their parents who felt like, okay, I need to provide. I don't have time to give you these lessons, but I can teach you how to survive.
Yeah.
So from that, our parents wanted to teach us, well, I don't want to just teach my kid how to survive and discipline them. I want to teach them how to live.
Mm-hmm.
And then with us, we trying to teach our kids, okay, well, I don't want to just teach my kids how to live. I want to teach my kids how to know themselves, and then so on and so forth. And then it's just history repeats itself. But I think a lot of the frustration, at least I can speak for myself, the frustration that I see in the youth nowadays is this youth lacks respect for self. It's not even that they don't have the sense or they don't have the morals installed in them. They do. It's just they don't have it installed enough that when they're not around their parents or the person who's parenting them, they have they don't have enough respect for self to maintain those disciplines when they're out amongst their friends and their peer group, because their peer groups are coming from all these different broken ass homes. Because let's be honest, the likeliness of you stand 10 kids up nowadays, only 2 of them got 2-parent homes. That makes a difference. You can't have that balance that y'all were blessed to have if you only got one person manning the ship on both behalves. And that's more common in this generation, just like it's more common for marriages not to be a thing. It's more common for kids to leave the house earlier. As a black generation, even if it is a 2-parent household, how many of us still kicking our kids out at 18 because we still believe that's the ripe age where you grown, you could pay your own bills bullshit. It's a whole lot of tangible reasons for this shit, but I feel like kids not getting groomed by the community as well as the parents no more. That's a lost art. Motherfuckers is forced to figure it out on their own, and all they got to figure it out is their peer group, and that peer group is being steered by social media.
Yeah, you know how they say
You drop some knowledge.
they used to say it take a village to raise a child, but I don't feel like the villages are as strong as they used to be.
Listen, we don't know our neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
how back in the day, somebody else could have whooped your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Your friend's mama could have whooped your ass and then took you back home.
Hell,
Told
Like
your
they
mama
was
whooped
doing this,
again.
and you got another
And
one.
you got another ass whooping.
Let your uncle whoop your ass. They calling them right now.
Man,
Like,
and you
oh,
see
what
a lot
do?
of parents now, like you take your kids, like back when my kids were younger, you take them to Chuck E. Cheese. It's kids acting up. They're not saying nothing to them. The parents would rather fight you than to correct their badass child.
That's why these
You know what I'm
teachers got
saying?
so much problems in the classroom. I don't know if y'all seen these videos
Yeah.
where these students really be
Putting
whooping
hands
these
on.
teachers.
Putting hand, one lady got her leg broke.
Her leg got broke.
Yeah.
And you know the mama
But what's
probably was like, well,
crazy-
what she did to my
Exactly.
baby.
Yep.
We couldn't dare.
That's the
I couldn't
wild
dare.
thing.
So-
I
Yeah.
couldn't get a bad remember conduct grades? I don't even know if they do that no more.
Man, we
I
got-
better stayed on the green.
We got paddling in school.
Man,
You got your ass whooped at school.
yeah, I got
You know.
I remember when I was. What is going on? I remember when I was going to. I didn't want to fight somebody down the street because I was like one of them little good kids. I was like, I don't want to fight nobody. I want to keep the peace. My mom said, "You better whoop her. I'ma whoop you." I was like, "All right, she finna get that ass." So I'm gonna whoop that ass.
You better not come home beat up. You gonna
That's
get in
it.
trouble.
Listen, it was a different. Now, could you imagine, right? You're a parent. You sending your child out saying the same thing. Oh, your mic is cutting in and out. Okay, it's probably a signal over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I teach my child is, we don't start nothing, but we finish everything. So if someone touches you,
Talk your shit.
you whoop that ass. If they want to talk shit, they can talk shit all day. I said, but if they touch you, I expect you to whoop that ass.
Yeah.
And that's it. As long as you whoop that ass, don't care if you lose. If you lose, I understand. Did you get some punches in? Okay, all right. But as long as you stood your ground, we good.
So
You ain't in
that's
trouble with
important.
me. We good.
Yeah.
Another
yeah.
generation, but kind of the same thing. Yeah, passing it down.
Now, real quick, this is coming from a non-parent. I just want to pose one real quick
Yeah,
question. Do y'all
yeah.
think that one of the issues could be that for the lack of respect for authority, that our generation of parents are trying to be more friends than parents?
Definitely.
I think it's because a lot of parents had them younger.
So, but as a result,
Then,
though,
you
we try
know-
to be more friendly than, you know what I'm saying, more of a parent.
Well, when your granny
think so.
32, you know.
Listen,
And your grandmama.
yeah, well, you know what I'm
40.
saying?
I'm 35 and I have a 16-year-old daughter, right? So, like, I find myself trying to be cool dad, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was blessed, and thank God I don't have one of these troublesome kids that I feel like
Right
I
there
have
with
to.
you.
You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
gotta
That
do
I-
too much. 'Cause they know.
that I don't have to, get out of cool dad
Yeah.
and get into stern dad. Because with girls, you don't got to say much to them.
Yeah.
You could,
Because they don't want to disappoint you.
if you just don't have a smile on your face, you would hurt their feelings. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? I have a real sensitive child. Thank God for that. I'm typically bubbly, and we can both be bubbly and happy and whatever. It's not that I'm trying to be her friend. It's just that I don't want
You
to
don't
create an environment to where it's like, man, I can't talk. I'm on eggshells. I let her know you don't have to be perfect. You don't need to cry because you woke up late from school. Like, nobody's finna harm you here. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna
'Cause
be
you
late for
probably
school.
remember
growing
growing up and being felt like you was in a box.
God,
And like you
yeah.
couldn't
I
really
couldn't wake
express
up late for
yourself.
school. I'd be
What?
sleeping good all day at 5. Like,
Oh, Lord. I'm not,
got
if-
knocked
if-
up out my
I'm not,
sleep.
hey, I'm not,
I
hey,
suck. I'm the
you
one
can
who
say,
makes her
I'm
late
not
for
waking
school.
up at all.
I
what
make
I'm
her
saying.
late. I don't get up on time. She the one early at 6:30 getting ready. I don't get up
I can
and get there on
testify.
time.
My niece is up at the crack of dawn, dressed and ready to go to school. My daughter, I do not wake her up though. That's one thing I do not do. You got one job. It ain't dishes. It ain't none of these other kind of chores and stuff that's really for parents. They try to put off on their kids.
Man.
Like you're not here to be no
hated that shit.
dishwasher, to raise nobody else's kids,
I
to
don't
do
fuck with
none of
dishes
this.
I think
today.
that's teaching them life
But-
skills, though.
But
I don't think
we just have
that's for
different-
parents.
a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Sud busters at the house right now. Soon
Now
as they-
it shouldn't be
that's
where
fine.
they
Soon as they
doing
can
them
reach
all
it.
the time, but like a chore list for like allowance and stuff.
That's what I do. That's what
Yeah.
I'm not. But here's the thing: dishes ain't your job. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The parents will be like, "Hey, I ain't. What you around here for? You need to do some dishes or do this." It's not that type of
And
situation.
there's paper plates and
You know
paper
what I'm
cups
saying?
still to this day because of how I
Exactly.
was done. We had a dishwasher and couldn't use it.
I still don't use my dishwasher because of that.
I just don't use
I don't
children.
use my
as-
You gonna
dishwasher
wash
at
the
all.
motherfucking
Yeah,
dishes.
You better get your
as a dishwasher
bet
or,
not
or,
put 'em in the
or a
dishwasher.
remote
Listen,
finder and
dishwasher.
stuff. Just the young
All
kids.
of y'all can wash dishes right now because you had good parents.
That's
Put
true
your ass in
though.
there,
That's
get-
true though.
This is why
That's
I
how you
got-
know how to get.
This
get,
is
get
why I
stuff
got
from around the ring. Of the,
And you
With
ain't
the
going to
cup
sleep
in
until
there.
that kitchen clean. Ain't nothing in the
And
sink
go
at
to
all.
sleep if you want to.
Exactly.
You better not go to
That's-
sleep with this
listen,
boy.
listen, that's how you know how to turn the
That
plate over.
12:30 in the morning ass whooping.
Whose turn was it to wash dishes?
Say what you want to say. This is why I got
know.
4 dishes in this house right now. It's 4 real plates in this house right now.
That's real shit.
The
'Cause
rest of them
that shit right
motherfuckers
there.
is paper. I eat on paper everything. I don't give a damn what it filet mignon. Put it on the paper.
Put it on the paper. 'Cause
Put it on the paper. Cup
I
plastic.
ain't washing a goddamn thing.
I'll drink wine out of plastic. I'll drink whatever the best drink in the world is. Put it in that plastic cup because I ain't finna watch that damn.
I'm not
thing.
washing it. I watched my
Okay.
lifetime's worth of dishes.
I use my damn dishwasher, so I'm not. I grew up having to wash dishes, but motherfucker, I use that dishwasher. Me and that
I
dishwasher
don't.
got real acquainted.
There
Okay,
you go. Put some Cascade in that bit and let it
man,
ride,
come on
you
now.
know. But yeah, we've been on this topic a while. But I do want to know if Sean or Angel want to get in on this topic before we move on. If you do, you can just mute yourself or whatnot. If not, we're gonna move on to I think our last slap of cap. And we've been on that one. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Sean come off mute, so maybe you got something to say.
Sean, you got something? Can't hear him.
Probably got that cricket.
Oh, is it the cricket?
Strong
Chirp chirp.
Y'all gonna stop slandering them? They building.
He went back on mute, so maybe
Yeah,
he
so-
got grass.
Listen, I had to threaten AT&T and tell them I'm
He
finna
said,
go
nah,
to
he
T-Mobile
good.
if You don't cut this bill down. Shit.
Hey, is
I
it
was forced to T-Mobile.
Karma is good by choice, or Cricket telling him you're good? All
Hey,
right.
listen, he
Whatever.
picking on you, producer, throwing them hot ones.
Last slap of cap.
All right, let's do it.
The reason we don't like relationships is because when men mess up and realize what we did wrong in relationships, we try to become a better person for the same person we just fucked up for. When women mess up and realize what they did wrong in relationships, they become a better person for a whole new person. Let me guess, he didn't deserve you anyway. Bitch, you just got out the relationship, what you put in.
Slap a cap here. When men mess up in relationships, they try to do better for the same person.
Cap.
Women, they do it for the next person.
Man, cap.
I say that slap.
Listen, when women hit the gym, it's in between relationships. They posting pictures, want you to miss them,
That's
want
slap.
you to see what you're missing out on. They
Yeah.
listen. You call a man fat in a relationship, and he'll go to the gym in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
You say something to a woman about anything, weight or whatever. Oh, you ain't, bitch. Don't worry about it. I got somebody that like it. Get out of the relationship. Hit that motherfucking treadmill. Be sprinting and all kind of shit. Posting all the pictures to let you see what you missing out on. They will not upgrade
They won't
themselves
do it for you.
in the relationship.
Yeah.
For the next one, and I why is that though? I want to hear from the women because you was over there tongue out and laughing and all of that. What
I'm
is
laughing
it?
at the gym part. I can't speak to that.
Oh, now you
I
can't speak.
can't because what the slapper cap of what he's saying, like if you're saying that when women are in a relationship they never upgrade themselves and they never do better, I just got.
I said when they mess up. That's what he said. Like if they're doing something wrong,
They getting
right?
better for the next one.
They're gonna get better for the next one. They're just gonna
So
say.
you mean like the
"You
relationship
problem."
ended because of her?
No, not well, the relationship is on its way out.
However it ended,
Either way, yeah,
they gon'
it's coming to
get
an end.
better. They ain't
And
getting
you're
better
saying
to get
that she just
better
not
for
gonna
you.
fix it with you because
She not gonna
but
fix
she's
it with
still
you.
upgrading. But y'all still together, but she upgrading for the next person that's gonna fall in.
You want to see a woman working on something, one that's out of a relationship? Oh, she working on working on a master's degree, working on
And don't
you
let
know
her
what
run
I'm
into
saying,
you.
and,
But
and
if you
getting her
on your
life
way
together.
out,
getting
what's
her
wrong
life
with that?
together, but won't do it in the relationship.
You just said she was in a relationship.
She wasn't doing that then.
But then when it's over, now she got
Well,
to get right.
she'll go and upgrade then. She won't do it inside.
I
of it.
think this depends on the person that's gender neutral. I really,
No,
really do.
I don't agree with that.
Don't try to lump us in with that shit.
No, I just think it depends on the person and the personality. I don't think every woman that's been in a relationship when she get it, she just stay the same the
way you was
whole
hanging
time.
out, and you was looking at like it, but you.
We was talking about
Yeah,
once
it was
she
like you
leave.
done it.
No, when you leave and like.
So you chilling?
I misunderstood the clip then because I thought he was saying like men don't change when they leave a relationship, but women do. That's what I thought he was saying. But what you're
Nah,
saying
he-
is I don't.
He was saying he's changing to try to get the girl back, but women change for the next dude.
For the
they ain't
next
changing. They ain't changing.
The
to
man
try
is
to,
changing for the same person that he
fix
felt
it.
wasn't.
They like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm finna get better, and you gonna miss this.
Exactly.
They changing to get the person that
I
it
do
didn't
it.
work out with back.
That's what I'm saying. Men don't be like,
That's
all
why,
right,
that's why I
bitch.
disagree. Because if you break up with me and I'm feeling like I ain't my best, I'm gonna get better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's gender neutral. I don't think it's just men or women do it.
But it wasn't like I wasn't
cop
trying to
out.
get better in the relationship.
What a cop out, boy! She was real slick with that one.
Yeah, you may not have
Yeah,
you wasn't doing it for that specific person,
Yeah,
but,
but
you just
since-
knew this. Like, I right, bet when I upgrade, you already know
That
what's
just-
gonna
I
happen.
just take that negative
That's
and make it a
yeah,
positive.
Shy, what should I
Absolutely.
say? He said
Transmute
a
the
done,
energy.
A done woman will
yeah.
use that hurt like rocket fuel. Boy,
Take
he ain't
these
never
funds
lied.
and
Hey, there you go.
transfer them over there.
Yeah, I agree with Shy
Yeah,
right
posting
there.
all your stories, living your best life because you
Yeah.
want him to see it. Ain't blocked him.
That
She
is typically a woman
put him
thing
in
to
the
do.
in the
It
special
is
friends.
right. Listen, I had
Close
that.
friends.
Yep.
I
But
want
listen,
you to
we
see
gonna
this
know-
motherfucker.
We
She know
stopped
you gonna
talking.
But we
find
all
out.
know guys that done it too.
Yeah, cause I
I
did.
think it
Like I said,
depends on who the most heart broke. Like if you left
Yeah.
I
and you
don't-
feel like you got the short end,
I
you
don't
gonna
know.
go hard.
Anybody.
Like I'm gonna show this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I don't
Yeah.
know a guy who's
That's what
went,
I think it
agree.
is.
I
who's
can
went
agree.
on social media and was like down 20 pounds. I'm out here on these bitches now. You know what I'm
Have
saying?
you seen
I'm-
TikTok?
But I do think it works both ways.
Oh,
Have you
excuse
seen?
me.
I do.
Have you seen TikTok?
Yeah.
Mm,
I
Men
don't
do
see
it all the
men
time
doing
on.
that.
I ain't gonna lie. I do think it
Man,
works.
they be up there.
It works both
I loved
ways.
her. I had a heartbreak, and they do the transition, and he fine now. They do it all the time.
I ain't seen it.
I will pull some
Nah,
for y'all.
it do work both ways. I can't front on that.
I ain't seen
like,
it.
I think it depends on who had the heartbreak.
I just
It
haven't
does.
known a dude. I don't know one that's ever done
Maybe
it,
you
and I
haven't
haven't
known
seen
him.
it either.
'Cause most dudes might do it, but he ain't doing it socially. He ain't doing it on no social media
and you ain't one of like you ain't like one of them.
Listen, Razman having a flashback. He was like, "Yeah,
Razman, what you think about this?
Listen, Razman was on social media when it first started. Saying,
Yeah, right.
"Yeah, I was on the bus at
Black
first,
Planet.
but I got my own car
was on
now, man.
MySpace.
No, I was sitting there
Yeah,
thinking about,
updated on you.
is it the same thing like for the guy to leave that text message back like, you'll never find another man like me, did you right and everything like that? And you know what I'm saying? You know the text message that you get when
Yeah.
at the
I
end
ain't
of
never
it.
said no. You ain't gonna never find a man like me.
You never said that?
Yeah, I ain't never
Because
said
it's
that
already
either.
implied. Because
Those
you
are
ain't.
my famous. Those are my famous last
You know
words.
how many people there are in the
And
world?
you'll never
man?
get a motherfucker like me.
Man, please.
Really?
Oh my God!
I don't even want you to be looking.
Listen, I can see.
I wish
I
y'all
can see
could see this
Razman.
right now.
What's
They
that?
gonna see it.
See what? They're not gonna see
Our
it.
bartender quality.
They're not gonna see it.
She
They're
dedicated.
They definitely
loyal.
saw it. I saw it.
Our bartender 2 feet tall.
Man,
You came around here, boy.
committed to the thing. What's our time looking like, Bo? Do we have time to go through text and tweets?
No,
Or
we
do-
we got.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
got-
Well,
9:15.
never
It's
mind.
9:09.
because that phone has all the time.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
You got time for
Money
that?
talk.
Here comes the money. It's time for random trivia on Look Who's Ranting Now. Make sure to drop your cash tag if you win.
All right. It's that time in the show on Look Who's Ranting Now. We're going to give away $5 on Cash App. You're going to play trivia for the $5. Here are the rules. I'm going to say the answer over the air. You're going to drop it in the chat. You have to spell it right. And if there's more than one answer, you have to drop it all at one time. We're doing Black History. The last question was...
What we doing?
We're going to do it on Podbean. We're going to do it on Podbean. So if you're on TikTok, hey, but we're going to play this on Podbean. We have a couple of platforms. Hi to the TikTok people, but we're going to give our Podbean users, they've been sticking with us all night here. So again, the subject is Black History. And I'm going to ask the question over the air. You're going to drop it in the chat. It has to be spelled right. And if there's more than one answer, it has to be dropped at once. Here's the question. Everybody knows Muhammad Ali, right? What was his government name?
Oh, boy.
What was Muhammad Ali's government name? Echo, you got it, but you got to spell it right. And I need the first and last name. Shout out to Chef Magic for Cassius Clay was the answer. Go ahead and drop your cash tag so we can pay you the $5 on
So we
Cash
got
App.
a couple. We have the answers on TikTok as well. Are we just doing Podbean?
I said
Who was the first one on TikTok?
The first one on TikTok was Sugar Mom 1.
All right, and who was on Podbean?
Chef Magic.
Chef Magic. All right,
We
pay
can do
'em both.
another one though,
We'll pay 'em
if
both.
you want to.
Tell Sugar Mama on TikTok to drop her cash tag or whatever. Yeah, no doubt. We don't mind around.
Y'all got it like that.
Oh, it's coming out of your money. Don't worry. You got it like that. Oh, Chef Magic. I think I know yours.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I think so.
Are we doing ranting time next? I have a rant.
It's your time to shine. Let your rant be heard around the globe. It's ranting time on Look Who's Ranting Now.
Well, I just feel that we're all made exactly the way we're supposed to be.
Don't be scared. We don't bite. Call in now. The lines are open.
Well, no, hell no, I'm a Christian, and you ain't gonna sit there and blame God for how you look.
Caller, you are now live on Look Who's Ranting Now.
I got one. Just check it out, folks. Everybody that ain't for you. You feel me? If you out here doing what you're doing, let that shit ride. Be you. Be happy. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else that got a problem with it.
No doubt. Listen, Razman ain't never spoke truer words, man. Do your thing out here. It's time for Ranting Time, where you get to shine. Get your shine on. Anything that's bothering you, anything that's even positive that you want to talk about, feel free to call in and share that. And share that with us. And the TikTok person, if you'll share your cash tag, we'll get. Okay, she got to pay. All right, who we got on there? Is that Sean? You ready for your rant?
I think you just need to be muted.
Sean, you ready for rant?
I don't rant.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. He wasn't ready for the ranting time. Anybody else got a rant?
I do. I have one. Well,
All
it's
right.
more of like a rant / question.
Okay.
So I was watching this video, and I meant to send you the audio, but I forgot. But I was watching this video. It's of a married man,
Okay.
and his wife is terminally ill. She has stage 4 ovarian cancer,
Ooh.
right? And they were celebrating their 7 years of marriage, and on their anniversary, he's sitting outside in a car, and his wife is in there getting treatment. You know, he can't go in there, right? She's doing chemo. So he was sitting in the car, and he was saying how he's never felt so lonely in his life. That after 7 years of marriage, like he don't know where his friends are. He don't know like all these like buddies that he have like in this sickness. There was nobody there for him. And in the comments, a lot of men were saying that they usually never have anybody, that women get all the support. And I took issue with that because if men don't have community, I want to ask y'all, why don't y'all have community? Especially when you're going through something. Like say it's somebody terminally ill and your friends and stuff, like where women build a community around each other all the time. Why is it that men don't have that?
Don't have community?
Mm-hmm.
Men have community, but it's not like how you would think, right? Like when you seen men having community was when Kevin Samuels was alive, and you seen 30,000 people in a live chat all saying the same thing. You know, it was like community, right? You got community around sports. You got community around different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Topics or different things that we all tend to like.
But I'm talking.
But as far as like emotional support,
that's
like,
what I'm talking about.
that's not what a boy's told. Stop crying. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all are
Stop this,
35. You
stop-
can't. I don't
stop
think you
this
can
and
blame
stop-
it on that at
Let-
this age.
Like,
Let me get
as
in on
far
that.
as that specific man, like him in his situation, not having like his.
Well, he was saying that
his
you know
support-
he has like family that when he was like friends, pastors, people that are always there. Like when they were up and people that were always there. When
Right.
now that it's tough and they're going through this,
So let me get in.
they're not around. And men were in the comments like men don't have community. But my thing is like, why don't y'all rally around each other
Because it's-
emotionally?
Listen, men aren't. We're emotional, but we're not emotional like that. We're not finna get together, sing Kumbaya, and cry for a whole long time. I'm pretty sure those guys got with him, probably prayed with him, held him for a minute.
Nope.
Oh, I'm saying at the beginning for a few minutes, and then after that, no. But listen, let's just be honest. It's a woman's job to do that. You guys are more emotional. And listen, you can roll your eyes, but listen, if something's happening to you, like say you was getting beat on in the street, it's gonna be men that rally around to stop that.
I'm not.
Oh,
Let's take it off
no,
women.
no,
Stay
no,
with
no,
the
no.
man. Why don't y'all
Let me
support
answer the
each other
question.
emotionally?
Let me answer the question.
And leave women out of it.
Let
Because
me
that ain't what men
answer
do.
the question.
Why?
So I'm sitting there trying to give her an answer. No, we're not emotional like that. I mean, if that dude is needing emotional support like that, he's gonna have to get it from the other
family.
women in his life, his mom or his sisters or
Maybe
his
his
aunts.
best friend. his
Yo,
best
maybe
homie.
maybe his best friend. But listen, if somebody beat him up, we be there. He call the fellas. We gonna ride.
Yeah,
But why,
right.
when his wife going through cancer, wouldn't you want to be there for him?
You-
Because you're not emotional. What
All
is
right,
that?
listen. You
what is that to
you can
say?
ignore biology if you want
Yeah,
to.
because you're not
You
trying to
can talk
accept a
about
man. being a
biology
man.
you
and
can
all
ignore-
that, but my thing is, here's another
It's just
thing.
never gonna happen.
Well, I think that that's sad for men, right? Because then
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
we
Hold
don't
on,
give a
let me
fuck.
finish. Because a lot of men then sit
We
here
accept
out here
it.
and they feel alone. You might, but then when men
Most
are
men
actually
might.
going through things,
Most dudes do.
they feel lonely, and that's why a lot of men's suicide rates are higher because they don't have that emotional
When
support.
you see a man going through that, you need to cast the net out there and ask him, hey man, you all right? You need anybody to talk to.
Especially if
But
you
why
can see
don't
a
men do
real
that
man
for
going
each
through that.
other?
Because if you can catch a real
That's not
man
what we
going through
do.
that mean it's really something. You know, it's
He's not gonna do that for
beyond.
another dude.
It's beyond like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and men got
salvaging
too
at
much
that
pride
point.
to even come to
But
some of
I-
they
I-
dudes about certain
yeah.
shit like
But I
that.
think
You know
y'all
what
need
I'm
to do
saying?
better.
What I would say, I think
What?
for a man, his community, for a man, his community is his
not getting
family. Like it is
That
his
w- that
seed.
a man's a
It
man.
is his, you know, his legacy that he's leaving, and those people that he knows.
But is that
that's
not
blood
what
for
I
blood,
said
is
in the
that care for
beginning as
him.
far as like boys are raised, you know, with the not crying and the not emotional thing? Like,
It's-
But
natural, though.
but I will say,
listen,
men,
if my homeboy is going through something and and his, you know, wife is passing or whatever, I'm gonna be there, right? As emotional support, you know, and stuff like that. But as far as wiping his tears
And nobody said
you know,
wiping
and-
tears.
that's
what
basically
I'm
what you
saying
said.
is
No, I'm
like,
not. No, I'm
like-
not.
Pull up with a six pack.
But-
we're
but-
gonna pull up with a six
I would
pack.
say, I don't
We
think
gonna, you know, we gonna go up. Hey, let's go to the bar and watch the game. We're gonna take your mind
Support
off of it.
something.
That's how men operate.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
it's not that men
that's
won't
where
do
it
it.
is.
I don't think like we were saying that it's not expected. Like if it came down to it, if you don't do it,
Yeah.
I never expected you to because my community is my family. Now there are a lot of men who manly men, you know what I mean, masculine men or whatever, who are there emotionally for their homies. But it's like you know, you kind of innately know when it's time to step in and give that type of support. Because for the most part, every man is like, nah, like I'm not even gonna try to put that through you, you know, through that because I should be able to handle and manage my emotions myself first
Exactly.
before
That's
I'm
what-
bringing you
that's
in.
what we think
That's
about
how
the
we.
men.
I'm just telling you, that's how we think.
That's
how
just
we
the
feel.
reality.
It's like before, by the time I come to you with my emotions, that means you know things are terribly like going awry.
I mean, but you're gonna be there at first. But it's like
Yeah.
but you're talking about cancer. So this is something that was
I don't know when they
I
found
got
out.
you.
I don't want to assume and be like,
It's-
at some
it's
point
more
I
than
had
a-
to back up because he
I
didn't
got you.
manage
Hold on.
emotions. I
It's
don't
more
know.
than a week.
I don't know.
But it's
it's
not
more
like
than a
men-
week. So add to that,
Support lasts a week.
I mean,
There's
I
no
can still
time
support
frame.
you. Call me, man.
Yeah,
But
there's no time frame on it. or
but I'm not
nothing.
gonna be over your house like that. You know, like
Jeez,
I'm
I feel
not.
bad for y'all.
Well,
if you
it is
need
what
me,
it is.
call
Well,
me.
it's like
but
if he's not
that's
expecting
not
it-
the same thing that
It's
a
a
woman's
man
gonna
thing.
do.
Hold
I
on,
just had a
here's the
question.
thing. If men wasn't like that, we couldn't be there for y'all the way that y'all need it. 'Cause
That's so true.
when you have, listen, you can't
it's a
have
woman problem
Hold on, no,
again.
not a woman
Can we
problem.
get an
It's the
applause?
woman. It's the woman. It's the
All I'm
woman.
saying is,
Can we get an
you
applause?
can't have,
It's the woman
yeah, listen,
again.
you can't have two
He
people.
man woman's head is
You
class.
can't have two people emotionally falling apart, right?
Exactly.
So
Nobody's
if we're,
telling
so
you to
if we're
fall
at,
apart.
if we're at a
That's
restaurant,
what women do.
hold on, let me get this off.
Nobody's telling
If
you to
we're at a
fall apart.
restaurant and we're getting bad service, and you want to go off on the waitress, right? We can't tag team her. Somebody's got to be like, "Hey, love, you know, it was just cold fries. They can get us some more or whatever." We can't both be in there like, "Bitch, I ain't asked for that." And
We
it-
comparing
listen,
a
like
man
the-
going
listen,
through
the
cancer
women
both
fight
be
with the
and
emotional.
asking other men
know.
to support him to waitressing. I don't. I'm
Here's the
lost.
thing:
He's
we
talking
can't
about
be that
And again,
emotional.
Okay, so
is what we're
so
saying.
for other men, you can't support them emotionally.
We
is
can't
what
be
you're
that
saying.
emotional
When
for
they
them
need it,
because we
though.
can't.
I don't think it's about you sitting there holding his hand and crying with him and all this other kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying.
I have
What
something.
I'm
What did
saying
he
is
want?
that-
That he
I
didn't
have,
get?
I
Okay,
have
so
something to
for the-
say. I have something
Yeah.
to say. How is it that you are unable to be emotional for emotional support for multiple people, but you know, women, we're emotional support for everybody, our friends, our spouses, our
It's your
children,
biology.
and it's. But how are men not able to be
Because
emotional?
we're not women.
It's
Because
hot.
we're not women.
That's all.
We are
It's
though, but
DNA.
it's
Is
like-
this something that isn't this something that you can
We are not
improve
the
on
same.
or work to improve
Well,
on?
it's
You know
like
what? I want
saying,
you
though.
working
No, no,
hard
no.
to be
I
a
want you
woman.
guys.
It's like before.
Why can't y'all lift boxes better? Why can't y'all do better?
Why
push-ups?
can't y'all fight
I
better?
just
Why-
three
why-
individuals on the
But you wasn't lifting them boxes
Okay.
like them dudes was.
Before
There you go.
Before I started coming
Because ain't
to
no woman
Echo
doing it.
with any extra emotional energy, like man,
We just
damn,
not the
Did you
same.
have
I need
back
my man to pick
surgery?
me up.
Listen,
Hold on.
I need
Let's
to
talk.
make sure that I
Let's
can't
talk.
handle it myself. I need to make sure
Listen,
I've
I'm-
done everything that
listen,
I could to try to
we
do
love
it
we
right.
love you
At
like
this
about
point, I
our
need my
backs.
homie,
We couldn't
and I
afford
know
for
he
our
got
backs
me,
to go out.
right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Our
All
backs
I'm
have to
saying
stay
is,
intact.
This is not.
It's-
I'm agreeing with the comments. This is not a woman versus man.
We're
thing.
not
My-
saying that.
my-
We're talking about
Y'all-
biology.
hold on. Y'all are
just
putting
built
it on
different.
a versus. But listen to the question. Y'all are sitting here saying it's just how we is. Women, y'all emotional.
don't
Women,
like
y'all
that?
this, y'all this, y'all that. It's not about.
I
a
just said we're
woman.
not built that way. You wouldn't accept
don't
the
like
answer.
that
You
answer.
wanted us to expound upon it.
Okay, cool.
So I was like, we're
that's the
not
answer.
built that way.
For sure.
I
We're
would
not
say
built
this.
that way.
For example, you use
That's simple.
You use the spouse of somebody having cancer, right? So I had my father had cancer, and like it took a while before any of my homies knew. And it wasn't like that I was ashamed or afraid to tell them. It was just like, no, this is not their issue. This is not their problem yet, because we don't even know how this is going to turn out yet. So I'm not even trying to act like, this is the end of the road just because they told us what he's dealing with. Like, I'm not going to put this on them until I know, like, okay, cool. This is going to be more than what I expected that I could deal with. All right, at this point, they need to know, look, homie, this is what I'm dealing with my pops. And then at that point, they're going to give me what I need, but I'm not coming off top because it's not their issue yet. I need to make sure that I've done my part, put all my energy and efforts to make sure that I can cope and deal before I start reaching out to others to take on, because that's how we look at it. By the time I'm giving you my emotions, now you're taking on my problems. And that makes me feel, at that point, I feel guilty.
Shout out to Shadow Barber. Listen, you can always count on him to drop the knowledge here. He said they gave 6 answers to that question, but because it doesn't make sense to a woman, she's unwilling to accept it. God bless you, Shad.
Give him a
for
round of
making
applause.
sense of what we've been saying right now. Listen,
it was
he
coming
gets it.
already.
He gets it. That's all I'm
put
trying
in
to
a
say.
pre-order.
How many times can you say we're not built that way? That's the answer. We're not built that way. We're not women. Y'all are not us. Razman said it.
That's the problem I have. with
We're
it.
not.
It's the
We're not.
answer.
We're not
We're
as
not women.
emotional as y'all.
We're not women.
Y'all not. Y'all
I'm
are
not
not as
supporting my friend
physical
'cause
as
we're
we
not
are.
women.
It just is what it. We're
No,
just
that's just
not
how we
y'all.
operate. If a different
That
cars,
man needs what he needs. I'm sorry. It's gonna sound toxic. He needs a girlfriend or somebody that he can talk, a whole therapist. You know what I'm saying? A street therapist. He needs somebody he can talk to.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hold him, and it's gonna be like, yo, the shit. It's crazy. I know what you're going through. Blah blah blah. A man just can't do that for you.
I think
Really,
just because
nigga?
it doesn't
Really,
look the same,
nigga?
just because
That's
it
what it
doesn't look
is.
the same, y'all
The
think that
street
we don't do
therapists.
it.
That's
that
what
it
hoes
doesn't
are.
happen.
It's street therapists. They out there
Yeah, they are.
listening
They
and
really are.
counseling and
Let me get the
hearing
last
men's
word.
I've
stories.
had many of my homies to tell me, we've had conversations.
I
man,
feel
we-
bad for men.
Let me get the last word.
No, God,
And
please,
y'all's
no.
lack of community.
Listen,
You
This
take
will
words.
always being a woman thing.
if listen, if a woman was if somebody was gonna mess with the woman, right? You'd expect the dude to get in front and protect you, right? But say a dude somebody was yelling at me and you was with me, and I'm like, I looked at you and say, "What you gonna do?" And you gonna say, "Hey, you the man?" And that's what I'm saying. We just different. So you the
That's
woman,
it.
and we different. That's all.
That was a good analogy. 'Cause if you call me and it was like, hey man, dude picking on me. Like, man, you better find out. What you know what I'm saying? We jumping him or what?
Right.
We ain't finna sit and cry about it, Anybody else got a rant? I'd like to hear from Miss Angel, if she's still there with us. Because she was on at the beginning. Anybody else got a rant here?
I think she calling in.
She calling in? Good.
Hey, y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Yep.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
What
It's
up?
been a while since we heard your voice.
I know. I miss you guys, but see, when y'all have conversations like this, I'm like, dang, what did I call into?
Don't worry. You can change the topic.
So, but you know what? I do wanna kind of touch on that, but I know I sent Karma a video. I thought she was gonna bring it up, but she didn't, so I might have to bring it up. But like all jokes aside, as someone that's going through, I tell y'all guys all the time about, I have a chronic illness and it was random and I'm 100% disabled, it's debilitating. And, other than my immediate family, like I don't have community. You know what I'm saying? And then I think more or less, he probably was just ranting. More or less, it does get depressing, it does get lonely, and it does get you know, you feel alienated, like you feel lost, and you lose self. And so sometimes I tell people all the time, like some people when they hear sickness, they think you're looking for money. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how to, and some people don't know how to approach sickness. Some people, never been in that situation, so they don't know how to approach it. So it's foreign to people because especially if it's not something that you can touch or you can see or you can understand. So it's foreign, right? But even, even if y'all was ever in that situation, not saying hold hands or sing kumbaya, but I forgot who said to bring a beer. Hey, bring a six pack over. Just that little piece of taking their mind off it will make it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what Carmen's saying, but, I understand what the guys are saying as well, because unfortunately, that mothering, that compassion does come from a female. And men is not nurturing. No matter, men are nurturing when it comes to kids. And even then, you still got to be like, dang, he was a little too rough. You know what I'm saying? So that nurturing, that mothering, that ability to be able to say the right thing at the right time does come from a woman, and that is what we were here for. That's why it comes so more easier for females than men. But what Karma is saying is try. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's foreign, even though it's scary, even though it's uncomfortable, sometimes if it's your boy or if it's your cousin or if it's your family, sometimes you have to put yourself in that uncomfortable position because your uncomfortability will probably give that person an hour of peace. You know what I'm saying?
Which I'm hearing you, and I'm trust me when I say this, I fully understand what you're saying. As far as how my life has went, listen, I got homeboys. This is a real true life Charlie Murphy Hollywood stories. One of my homeboys was talking about he wanted to commit suicide, but he didn't want to live no more. And I was in a group with two other guys. One of these dudes said, he said, well, don't fuck around about it. If you're going to do it, whatever. Like, I know that is toxic as hell. All I'm saying is that with men, if you're on the edge of a cliff and you're just like, hey man, I'm done with this shit. I can't do this no more. Men are the type of dudes to be like, well, can I have your Xbox? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird how people are. How men are. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't say, hey man, come down from there and stuff like that. It's a tough love, right? It's a tough love. And it's just, sometimes you just don't know what to say. And you were right when you said, like, when you tell somebody you're sick or you're this or that, like, people don't know what to say. They think you're trying to get money. As a man, my brain thinks logically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you come to me with a problem, right, and you're just talking and you don't want a solution, it's gonna drive me nuts. So, like, if you say, hey, I'm sick, I'm this and I'm that, I'm gonna think to myself, what can I do, to actually fix this problem? Now you might just be venting. This is why men are different. I'm trying to come up with solutions. And you're like, I'm just talking. I don't know what to say to somebody who says, man, I'm terminally ill and I got, they're talking about I got 6 weeks to live. Me personally, I might end up in a speechless type situation because I can't think of how I can fix your illness. I don't know what to say. I don't have that emotional bandwidth that women have. Y'all know how to jump right in there and fix it.
Why don't you think a woman wouldn't be speechless in that moment either?
Because it's that the whole thing that she was talking about, that nurturing nature. You would put your arms around that person even if you didn't know what to say. You would find a way to make it, like, you would do something. Men, we're gonna
You're
rack
saying
our
you're
brains.
just not capable.
It just doesn't.
Hold on, though, because men
I'm
are
just
able
saying
to
that
nurture their spouses.
Yeah.
If they're feeling, they're able to
and
nurture
their
their
children
woman and their children
and stuff like that,
That's
because
my
I
thing.
can
So to
fix
say
their
men are
problems.
void of this.
What would you
way of
say?
If your
being.
wife is
it's not
terminally ill,
the
you
same.
can't fix her problem. All you can do is comfort her.
I wouldn't know what to say there either. What to say Is what I'm talking about.
But
Verbalizing.
to say women are just these fixers and know what to do all the time is cap as well.
And just to say that we're not emotionally capable of supporting our friends who make our
Y'all
male
said
friends.
that, not me.
No, that's what you said. We just
Yo,
said how we go about
I
doing
said
it.
y'all
We said how we
I
go
didn't
about
say
doing
that.
it.
I
It's
asked
just a
y'all
different
why y'all
method.
weren't.
If you're
But we
Y'all
didn't
said
say
that's
that
how
we
we
didn't.
are.
We
Listen,
didn't
you
say we
Don't put
didn't.
words in my
We just
mouth.
Yeah,
it
men
don't
are
say we
just
didn't.
different.
We
Like the
just go about a
problem.
different method of doing it. It's
That's
like
all
I
we
bet
saying.
if I eat fruits and they give me the nutrients that I need, doesn't mean if I eat vegetables I'm
These
not getting the same
analogies
thing.
be
It's the same thing. They're both accomplishing the
throwing
same
me.
goal.
It's just
You're
different,
just
right?
going about different
The
ways
the
of getting there.
the problems that people typically come to men with are financial problems, physical problems. Things that
I just feel
that
like
are
y'all
in
should
our
work on your
realm.
emotional intelligence.
Can
Yeah,
let me
listen.
speak.
It's a needed thing, and
So
I'm done.
so
Okay.
so yeah, we can
And that's gender neutral.
That's that whole, get in touch with your feminine side or whatever.
No,
But then we would.
no, it's not about being feminine.
Okay, what is
but,
it
but,
It's
about?
not about being
but listen,
feminine
but we
at
do
all.
hold on.
No, sir.
We do put an arm around the shoulder. We do cry with each other. The difference is
They
it's
never get
not
to
gonna
see
be for an extended period of time.
It's crying. Get
So
up.
so the guy that told the dude to go ahead and jump was me in this story. And listen, but that wasn't the
I don't
first
find
time
it-
that he.
You
See
didn't
how
have to
y'all
do
laugh?
that.
Listen,
I
hold
don't
on.
find that funny at
It's
all.
funny
Oh,
as hell.
but listen, but
That's
you gotta.
not funny at
But
all.
he only told part of the story because
Go
that wasn't
ahead
the first
then.
time dude said.
I'm with him on that.
That wasn't the first time dude said he wanted to do this.
Go ahead.
So this is
What
like
you want?
this is like a woman coming home and talking about her job. Oh, I can't believe they did this and this girl and she go on and on
Facts.
about these people.
But won't quit the job.
And listen, but
you
we
gotta
say
do something
quit.
about it because it ain't.
You got to do. We have to find some type of
Solution.
finality or solution.
I can't live like
it can't be the same.
Finality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but to a
conclusion.
woman, and I've had plenty of women tell me, no, I just want to vent. You keep telling me to do this. I just want to let you know how upset I am. I just want to talk about it. I just want to get it out. And see, for him, I told him, I said, hey, the whole thing with the suicide thing, well, I probably shouldn't say that, but the whole thing with that whole situation was, hey, man, either you going to do it or you going to get off the pot, but you're going to have to move on. And he's still here today. He happily married, So cool.
Luckily,
There you
That
go.
man was all right. I mean, that's what I would have told myself.
Guess what? He's still alive today. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? He wanted somebody to be like, no, don't jump.
He could have been doing it just to get a
to
reaction.
get the reaction. He didn't
So-
get the reaction. He was like, well, fuck it. I ain't going to jump.
So
it.
I may be wrong in this perspective, but from my experiences with dealing with people with those mindsets, true people with those thoughts, they don't say anything. They just do it because they're so immersed in their depression and sadness and their feeling.
But
of
you
being
said that in a
overwhelmed.
nice way, right? What this guy said was, well, if you about it, don't fuck around. You wouldn't be talking to me about it if that's what you were
Right.
thinking.
You wouldn't be having a
You're
conversation.
bullshit. You want an emotional response from me. And it's like, bro, it's not that bad. While our responses might be different and it ranges from like, go ahead and jump to, like, hey bro, it ain't that serious. And it's not to minimize your pain or whatever, but it's just to say, hey man, you don't jump. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do this no more. You don't want no more pussy. Like that's how men talk. It's some bitches. You ain't trying to get no more pussy. Like you want to leave?
Is that such a priority?
That's how you keep a man on this planet.
Look,
Listen,
whatever
talking
works,
about-
whatever works,
Listen,
works. Okay.
The four of us conversed, and that man's still here today, and he's married and happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So next
It
time,
worked.
Just tell him that's what he need to ask. That's the magic
Which is
question.
why they had a problem with Kevin Samuels because he's telling you the goddamn truth, and it just was a harsh.
wasn't pretty.
It was harsh.
It wasn't pretty
because
but
it's hard.
It's real.
It's
you know.
real.
Everybody
Like
don't like
Yeah.
to eat they
becoming your
vegetables.
best self. I'm just had the conversation just now with somebody. I'm like, I can tell you what you need to do, but you the one that's gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna coddle you and tell you that everything's gonna be all right if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
I didn't become this by just sitting on the couch and watching,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, TV all day. Like I had to sacrifice some shit.
It is
I
what
can't
it
play
is.
the video game all day.
But let's not act like as people, right? Just to summarize this and to close it out before we shut down the show. You go to different people for different things, regardless of their gender.
Yeah.
Right? every woman in here got a friend that you would call, right? Whether you're on the line listening to us or here in studio about a certain type of thing. You know which friend is gonna let you vent and let you talk,
And you
and
know the
which
one that's
friend is
gonna be
gonna
like,
put your
"Hey."
foot to the fire and be like, well,
Well,
if you ain't trying to quit this job, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Exactly. Just gonna keep it real with
But
you.
with men, every friend is that person that's like, hey man, if you're not trying to do something about this shit, I ain't trying to
Because
hear
I can
it.
guarantee you one thing:
You
a real
know?
man ain't calling no woman to you know what I'm saying, get advice about being a man.
Exactly.
It's just different. It's like, you know, if I call my homeboy and say, hey man, you know, she doing me dirty and this and that, you know, you're gonna be like, hey man, come out here, man. Let's go see where the bitches is at.
Yeah.
Right? And you might not see that as therapy, but that shit works.
Let me show you
You know
what's
what I'm
out
saying?
here.
Let me show you what's out here. Don't quit worrying about her. It's some
If
it's
you
some
ain't
more
being
fish in the
treated right,
sea.
you need to go where you're appreciated.
It's some more fish in the sea.
opposed to where you tolerate it.
Where the woman might have sat there and listened to me and be like, so what does she do? What is it that's bad about her? You know?
Trying to figure out a way
She
to
did
sugarcoat it to
what?
make it.
Yeah, that's so fucked up. You should really feel bad about that. You were such a good man. But honestly, you know, getting to the next bitch is probably better. You know what I'm saying?
If she
just
for the
ain't
healing
working.
process, you know, it is what it is.
And
Men
then
are just different.
it's just like, what have you been doing for yourself to help you, you know, get over that?
Because what they ain't telling you is what they doing.
Yeah,
Shot got to be in the studio, man. Shot.
Yeah,
I
you
need him
tripping,
in
Shy.
there.
You
Listen,
supposed to
Shot-
be in here speaking
Man,
your, you know what I'm
listen,
saying, your
Shot
truth.
going off in the,
Listen, he would have got Karma all the way right.
1,000%.
Y'all
I
can't
love
get
to
me
pick
right.
on her. We can't. We've
You
tried.
cannot.
It's been 3 years and we can't get you
Because
right.
I'm right already. You can't fix me. I'm right already.
It's that good karma.
women-
Period. We are right already.
Women ain't never wrong. Hold on. Let's end it on the-
Some stuff women will never understand.
Yeah, that was real.
1,000.
1,000. And he also said that some stuff the men will never understand about women.
True.
And that's true. You know, we want to understand y'all emotional bandwidth. But let's go ahead and close it out. It's been an amazing show. Listen, my producer's looking at me like, nigga, not another word. You know, we got 2 minutes, and then the outro takes 2 minutes. So you better, you know what I'm saying? Time it correctly. Listen, shout out. First and foremost, to Shada Barber. Listen, I don't want no smoke. I ain't coming to Studio 312 if you mad. You know what I'm saying? Let's make peace. I'm going to send you something. You know what I'm saying? Peace offering. You know what I'm saying? Come to the studio, man. You the man, dude. You held it down. Shout out to Angel for calling in. You know what I'm saying? Sean for being on the line and letting us know he wasn't ready this time. But maybe next week he'll be ready to chime in there. Shout out to CJC for being in the chats, you know, being very vocal about everything you wanted to share with us. And of course, the different people that came in and graced us with your presence. We really appreciate it. Listen, we'll be back here next week at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? CPT time. You know, 7:38-ish, whatever. Appreciate y'all.
We're live again next week at 7 p.m. CPT time.
This was a great show. We talked about some real issues.